In ancient history, a war between the newly created races of Toril and the forces of Hell left humanity nearly extinct. In the post-cataclysmic world, humans placed themselves above all others, while races deemed undesirable watched from below. Ferox, a newly created race intertwined with beast and elf, were regarded to be even more monstrous and were forced into servitude. During the war, the gods and goddesses gifted unique arcane artifacts to those fighting against the Hells. These items turned the tides of war and brought forth brand new schools of magic in the form of the mage class. Alas, magic and hope fade from a world on the brink of destruction. Our hope now lends itself to a select and unlucky few.
We're in.
Hello, and welcome back to the Unlucky Few. Thanks everybody for joining us again for another wild and wacky Saturday of Dungeons & Dragons in the 5th edition. Some announcements before we get started. As you can see, we are still Skyping peeps in. Hopefully, maybe, sometime around July or August, we'll all get to meet up in person again.
Session 21, we can drink now.
Woo!
As if this whole session or this whole campaign we haven't been drinking.
Announcements. As always, this episode will be up on our YouTube channel, www.toughdnd. No? Wow. Sorry, my brain just like
www.youtube.com/toughdnd.
I got to www.com and then liz.exe just like stopped for a hot second and then like came back in. I just like disassociated for like 3 seconds there. I'm so sorry. Anyway, yes, it'll be up Wednesday, 7 o'clock. Be there, be square. Unless any outstanding circumstances arise, we will be back at it again next Saturday. Damn, Daniel. We'll be back at it again next Saturday, 7 o'clock. Other announcements. I don't think there's any other announcements we have.
Tech as per usual, but yeah, I think that's it.
I mean, our tech guy is here.
He's
I thought that was the cat in the chair.
Oh, please don't activate that. Thank you. But without any further ado, is everybody ready to get on into tonight's game of tonight's game? Yes.
No, because Skype froze.
Oh,
So
Ash's Skype did freeze.
Just Ash, though.
Get Ash. So I cast Guiding Bolt on Kai.
Well, we can still hear you, so I'm just
And
gonna
it worked.
get right along on the recap. So, where we last left off, finishing up at the Warlock's Crypt. You all were making your exit when you stumbled upon a portal into the astral plane. There was another portal allowing you to leave, but someone in your group unfortunately was possessing rather sticky fingers, and upon trying to take more than what was offered, you guys instead were trapped there momentarily before being confronted by a creature.
And it wasn't Arwen.
No, it was not. But you were confronted by a creature who allowed you to take one of the items with you. You got reincarnation dust and made your way back after a little bit of a chase from the shores of the Warlock's Crypt onto the Salt Blossom, the ship that He coming back. There he is.
He's alive.
The ship that Colette helps pilot. Not Colette.
Celeste.
Helps
I
pilot.
honestly get their names mixed up
The-
sometimes in my notes.
The name that Celeste helps pilot. You guys were able to have a rather uneventful trip back to the city of Baldur's Gate. Some rather serious conversations were had. Kai and Kat finally got their moment alone.
Their DTR.
And aside from that, T also picked up a little more information on what her stakeout that needs to happen and who she needs to beat down in order to gather some information.
I believe
This
so, yeah.
tomorrow night, yes. Still went out and picked up ingredients to do a ritual with Fen in order to identify his instrument of fate. But where we will pick up first is...
I forgot what our team name is. Sorry, not sorry.
Oof.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Where we'll pick up first is Arwen, having just gotten tackled and welcomed back by Luna, is now making their way outside to check if anyone is still there. And as you head out back of the suites, you do see Finn there, along with Lucian and Liari.
You're also muted as well,
Yeah.
Cass.
Also, what?
You were muted there for a hot second.
I'm sorry. Liari has you. Okay, sorry, I forgot who the other person was. What are they doing? Still
They're-
fighting and stuff?
They currently just seem to be there talking. They're all kind of, Liari and Finn are kind of like sitting pretty close to where they were sitting when they were watching the fight, and it appears that Lucian has come back outside after being teased by T.
Go figure.
He's showing his face.
The walk of shame.
Do I have the dragon with me? Do I have Riv with me or nah? Just curious.
You can if you'd like to.
No, I couldn't remember. I thought she was somewhere else.
No one said that she was anywhere in
Just with
particular,
the general
so...
group.
Okay. Well, I don't know. I will infiltrate wherever they're standing and just begin listening. And just insert myself into the conversation. I don't know what they're talking about though.
As you approach, they actually, your presence kind of causes the conversation to die down a little bit, because as you approach, you actually hear Lucian talking to the two of them, just being like, I don't know. I mean, I feel I have a fairly good grasp on how combat works, but they're so small and squirrely. I don't know if I'm going to be able to land enough hits on them before they're able to kind of sneak past and then like they all kind of like look at you and then kind of stop talking.
You're
You're muted again.
You're muted.
So who's kind of squirrely?
I was going to say, Lucian is kind of like looking at you with a cocked eyebrow. That would be you, as you are my next opponent in the Trial of Strength.
Oh god, I don't even know how to respond to this. I would prefer Mousy or some. No, I don't know what he would say. God damn it. I would prefer just not squirrely.
Squirrely Dan.
Apologies, I did not mean to offend you or your unsquirrely nature.
I'm not a squirrel. Do you see a bushy tail? Do I look frou-frou to you?
We could change that.
No, you look...
He's not like being like confrontational. He's just like screwing with him.
Is he now?
Tinky.
Apologies, my small mousy friend.
Yeah, I should this. You're muted.
Cool. All good. Anyhow, talking about how you're gonna defeat me? Because you're not. Sorry.
I envy your confidence, honestly. I think it'll be close. I hope my training pays off, but I think it'll be an interesting fight. I think a lot of people weren't expecting you to defeat your first opponent the way that you did, but I don't know. Something about your presence just seemed to throw her off her game. So I'm interested to see the way that you work.
I'm full of surprises. You'll never figure it out.
I will keep that in mind as I try to figure it out.
Maybe don't, because then you'll forget.
Kind of like stopped for a second, confused.
Never mind. Anyway, moving on.
feel
With
like I
that,
just
with
lost
that,
3
actually,
brain
Liari
cells.
kind of leans over to Finn and just goes, "They're tricky. I take it back. I'm going to put 10 on the mouse."
Good call. I don't know what else to say now, though.
I mean, you came out here to talk to someone in particular, didn't you?
That's true. I forgot. He doesn't have the confidence to do it, but he keeps like kind of glancing over at Finn.
Karn doesn't have the confidence?
Nah, man.
That's a natural 2. He does not notice.
You're
Damn.
not noticed by Senpai.
Never. Why would I be? Oh god. I'll just do something frickin' like dumb. I have that little. I don't even have it in a bottle. I have a handful of sand from the astral plane, astral sea.
Pocket sand.
I just take that out of my pocket and I'm like, hey, look at this stuff that I found. I don't know. Or like, what are the crazy looking rocks that I picked up? I don't know. He just doesn't know.
Showing my friend some shit that he found on the fucking ground.
I feel like the fact that he doesn't know what to talk about, he needs to find something to talk about.
Daddy?
Wow, look! Would you like Fess Arn for you seem to be drowning over there?
Talk about how you can skip the stones.
As you pull out the sand, Luciano kind of like look down at it and then like look back up to conversation, and then like stop and like look back down at it again. That is an odd color for sand. Where did you find that?
So. Oh yeah, sorry. I keep wanting to say the abyssal plane, and it's not the abyssal plane. The astral sea.
Until it is.
Wait till
What
order
about
beef.
that sand?
How, at this point now, you have the attention of all 3 of them as they're just like, how did you get there?
There was a portal in the Warlock's crypt, and there was some guy chained to a rock, and he sent basically a small army at us, so we left.
That... Finn just says, I was going to ask how your trip went, but that, I guess, about answers the question. That sounds terrifying.
It was kind of cool, actually. My family came and rescued us. They were our getaway vehicle.
So... is everyone in your family then just, like, as,
Fucking weird.
adventurous as you are?
Good choice of words. Yes. In different ways, in various ways, but yes. Yeah, we're all a bunch of weirdos.
They sound interesting, to be sure.
Am I not? Like, we all are.
Oh, no, you are also certainly very interesting. fascinating. Did you guys at least achieve what you went there for?
Yeah. Fen got his rocks off the wall.
His Fendian senses are tingling.
That's
Nothing.
good for him.
Oh, now they're just thinking that he was nutting all over the crypt. Like,
No, I
That's
specifically
so
said
funny.
off the wall, so it wouldn't be as bad. Yeah, now he has this really big old sword that has fancy powers, just kind of like these things, and it'll wave around the dagger and rapier.
Oh, I hadn't even. Are those also instruments of fate?
Oh, okay. I didn't realize he didn't know. I totally forgot that I didn't tell him, or anyone really. Yeah, so we found this temple, and there was the oh god, I can't remember what she's called. The original for Sunima. Can't remember what the frickin' title is. Whatever.
Twilight Mouse.
Twilight Mouse. I'm so sorry. So, the Twilight Mouse pretty much told me to take these, and also they were supposed to be enchanted weapons that are earlier than time itself or something like that. And he'll just kind of ramble through it, because
That's really intense, but also really cool.
yeah, I am not qualified to wield this power.
I don't know, you seem about as well qualified as anybody. I mean, what are qualifications, really?
I don't know, but I probably don't have them. Who cares? I don't need them. I'm gonna try anyway.
Well, with that-
Anyway, sorry.
With-
Yeah, I don't know what.
with that, actually, seeing like you and Finn talk the way that you are, Lucian and Liara both kind of like find excuses to be other places and gracefully exit the conversation until it's just you and Finn there.
I imagine them like bowing with one arm out and just backing away.
Kind of, a little bit.
He'll realize that a couple minutes later, and he'll be like, "Oh, we've been abandoned."
Yeah, I guess it kind of happens. But are you ready for your match against my brother?
I mean, I wasn't ready for the first one. I'll make it up when I get there, but I'll probably hold my own to some extent.
That's fair.
I'll at least be able to embarrass him a little bit. That's my goal.
That's he's certainly an individual that can be kind of fun to embarrass, so I look forward to watching that.
Where do you see it?
Yeah, same. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, if I can up or down.
Goodbye.
But yeah, as you're kind of saying that about Lucian, finishes. If I can offer just like a small bit of advice, he tries his best to stay in control of everything, but once you get him flustered, that's when you start to get the advantage over him. He doesn't do well when he's not fully in control and comfortable with the situation, so I would offer that advice.
You should pants him during the fight.
Such harassment.
No rule against it.
You're muted.
You're muted again.
You're muted, Cass.
I'm sorry, I missed a little bit of that. Can you summarize slightly so?
He essentially just says, my brother is really good when he can be in control of everything that's happening. But once you kind of fluster him, is when he starts to fall apart a little bit.
Once I what with him?
Fluster him.
Bluster. That gives me an idea. I'm gonna wreck his day.
I
Who
almost
talking
feel
about?
sorry for him.
Wow, you guys are.
I wouldn't either. It's gonna be funny to watch me win, I mean. At least I'm gonna look impressive.
As long as it's not too mean.
Oh, it won't be that bad. It'll be entertaining, but it won't be degrading.
Fair enough. Can I ask you a slightly personal question?
No, go for it.
I thought Arwen just said no. Like,
What do you think makes a good ruler?
Inches and centimeters.
Not exactly what I had in mind.
Kai would agree with you for.
What?
I just saw Pat's face get really red. I was like, he's holding back. Continue.
What I mean to say is, what are ways that you think someone at the top could improve the city?
Walk around it as if you were a freaking normie that lived there and see what you would change.
Huh. Well, you seem to be a normal citizen of the city. What kind of stuff do you see that you would change?
Oh my goodness. My brain for some reason can't picture the city.
Stop shitting in the streets.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say, I know there's
Racism.
like shit everywhere. Well, first of all, let's get like some big old mops so we can push the junk and literal shit out of the road. And maybe like, you know, hose down the outside of people's houses so shit doesn't look ridiculous. Maybe fix some broken windows and I don't know.
Out of character,
Fund
just
public
I
schools,
don't know I don't know when the entire party decided that these streets were literally paved with shit. But the
Yeah,
I don't know
but
either.
the streets actually aren't paved with shit. So I don't know why everyone just went off on that.
I just don't know where.
Everybody was just Arwen.
This is Ash.
Oh no, it was Ash that started it.
I just don't know where Cass and Arwen's brain meet and ends.
I was literally just like, that's like, what are ways that we can improve this apartment? And it's like,
Get the
and it's like somebody in the background was just like, what about the cum all over the refrigerator? And somebody was like, why? Yeah, get all of that cum off the refrigerator. Meanwhile, there's no cum in the refrigerator, but it's just like,
I think we have to do that now.
No, we don't.
Well, now there's shit all over the streets,
Right.
and people are flinging at each other in anger. It's become a new form of violence, and I think we need to take care of it.
okay, if we can reel
I
this
don't
back
know.
in, I would fucking love that.
Liz, I don't think you're gonna need the battle map tonight.
It's gonna be one battle map, and it's gonna be me and Liz facing off.
God versus this mouse person.
Yeah.
God versus a literal rat.
I'm a literal rat.
Do you have a plan for the town's infrastructure?
Come again?
Infrastructure. What's your opinion?
If you blow on it hard enough, it'll
Oh my
fall
God.
over.
Alright,
I think Finn got his answer.
so, you two
Wrong
continue
PC
to talk about things, for as long as Arwen decides to stay out there. Alright, so inside, having just finished the conversation, with your mother, we come to, Syl and, Fen.
Oh, I also offer, like, for anybody who wants to watch, like, what we did with Arwen saying they're, like, welcome to
Sound like they're
join.
I mean, I'm there too. Right?
Would you say so, Linus?
Like,
Like,
Is there a person limit?
What?
I'm there too,
What?
aren't
Is
I?
there a person limit to the spell?
I was gonna say,
if,
it might
if
just
you
make
want
things
to be.
simple.
I imagine they're not doing it in the lobby,
Oh,
or in, the,
okay.
in the bar.
Well, I was at
Just
the
wanted
bar.
everybody to be included if they wanted to.
Yeah, I think Fen is just inviting people to come watch it if they want
Yeah,
to.
in case anybody
Uh-oh.
wants to say something so they don't have to, like, so other
Cass is
players
turning
in real
into a
life in the
cryptid.
group don't just have to, like, sit there and not talk.
Cass, I think you're frozen.
She's just moving really fucking fast.
She looks like she's like threatening me.
Images with threatening auras.
Okay, I'm here, but my screen's frozen.
You can hang up and call back, it's fine.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So-
Fendian opens the invitation for anybody in the party who would like to watch what happens when they figure out the weapon stuff. They may join.
The messengers are tomorrow night, not this night, right?
Tomorrow night, that is correct.
Okay. And Teal will just be like, if you think you'll need me.
I mean, it was interesting when we saw Arwen's thing.
Yeah, it's not really fun.
Maybe, I don't know. Maybe we'll see something interesting this. Alright, so let's do your thing.
Right in the lobby?
I mean, we can do it slightly to the left. I don't know.
Or
Wherever
So
you're
you're just doing it in the main bar?
No, he's like,
We'll use our room, my room. Hopefully, Kai and Kat aren't canoodling in there.
I believe we
You
just
watch
you
them
go
left. You
front
watch
door.
them walk out the front
Oh,
door.
arm
right.
in arm, kissy kissy.
Oh, I totally forgot because it's been out of character a week. So yes, we can just do it in one of the bedrooms.
Okay.
So you head up to the tower?
Yep. Who is going with us? If it's just us two.
Gav and Sylvia are staying downstairs, but Rax and Autumn do follow you up. Kind of interested to see how this goes.
If Fen invited me, then I'll go.
Alright, so she also goes. So, you start setting up the ritual?
Yep.
Alright, so Syl takes about 10 minutes to start, draws a lot of intricate runes on the ground, kind of sets up the 3 different ingredients and 3 different, like, corner points
I'm like,
around it.
"Oh,
I wonder how many times we're gonna be doing this.
can I study it just so like I could learn the spell?
Yeah.
Cool. I study.
Pat can share the card with you, the spell card with you, and as he's ready to complete it, the last thing needed is your sword in the center. If you
Yep,
wish to
and I'll-
have it, if you wish to start it.
Yep, and make it appear.
T, are you
Place it
standing
down.
in the circle with them?
Yeah.
Alright, Rax and Autumn are also standing in it as well.
Now I know this thing as well. Thank you, Sylvanus.
You're welcome.
I wonder you didn't just smash the chalk into things and something happens.
That usually does not work for any spell.
Well, you'd be surprised. Like this, and I take a little bit of chalk dust that's extra. I go, kabam! And I make a little puff of dust with it.
But I would like not bring Mouse with me. I would like set my bags down like
You
outside.
don't want Mouse to be traumatized. But
I would have my like weapon, just not my things.
Okay.
So what's the plan if you meet Shar?
I've already met her
Oh.
several times. I just say hello.
Okay.
She's just a lady. You just talk to her like a person.
Yeah,
Well,
Miss
a
Shaw's
magical
kinda
lady.
like that.
All right, ready for the ritual.
Alright, so you place the sword at the center
Mhm.
of the ritual, and there is a black sort of smoke that begins to swirl up from the runes. It kind of fills the entirety of your room, about 2 feet deep, 3 feet deep, 4 feet deep, before it kind of goes 5 and 6 and above all of your heads. kind of blocking out everything before it begins to settle. And suddenly, as it stops moving, you can kind of see it like shimmer into like a reddish gray, and then drop and vanish. With that, you are now standing in a very large, gray-black crystalline cave. Ceilings are so high up that they're not visible. You can see places, it's not a perfect circle or square or any kind of perfect shape, it's just very natural. Looking behind you, you can see probably a good quarter mile before it kind of just fades off, but there's no wall back there necessarily. And there appear to be several large rivers of lava and magma kind of flowing through the rocks and down, even from small waterfalls. Ahead and to the right are three smaller kind of lava falls that are about 10 feet wide. Two on the one side, one on the right side, and then centered is about a 50-foot wide like flow of lava that is like moving down as a waterfall about 300 feet down, and seems to be almost coalescing as it falls and sort of like falling faster at the top than it is at the bottom. You see all of your friends here with you. Well, T is standing behind you, as well as Syl. Rax and Autumn are also here. And at your feet, you feel something brush your ankles as you look down and see a familiar black cat.
Oh, hello. Oh, wait, hello, Shar. Sorry. Hello, Kitty.
Kind of like looks up at you knowingly and kind of like looks back before a voice. A low, gravelly voice that seems to echo throughout the whole cave, but almost seems to come from, as the waterfall of lava, the big one, kind of comes down, it sort of cuts across the screen, and then wraps around down and to the right.
Does the voice say anything, or is it kind of like just like a voice making a sound?
It sort of comes to life at first, just sort of like almost like a low gravelly growl. Before you finally hear in a language that you can't quite place what language it is, but you understand what it's saying. You would hear, oh boy, this is where we hope that Liz can still do deep voices. Who has come here to invoke my power?
And I look at Charles.
Cat kind of just looks up at you.
My name is Fendian Rune. I'm a follower of Shar, and I've come into possession of you. Are you the sword?
No, and I do not know who this Shar that you mentioned is. But what purpose do you have for the power which you've awoken?
I wish to use it to set, well, I guess the main goal is to free those who have been wrongfully taken, and to hopefully liberate my people. Hopefully.
A meaningless effort, though a noble goal.
Wow.
Well, meaningless to big, powerful beings, maybe, but lots of meaning to small guys like us.
Indeed, it seems the Titans still play auntie, while the cards and chips remain unaware that they are part of a game.
We're the cards and chips, aren't we? Yeah, you don't need to say yes. I already know that's a yes.
A word of wisdom. When the time comes, seek the wheels. Cast down the titans. Seek me here once you finally arrive back. After all, I do expect my sword returned when you are done.
Sure, no problem. Who are you, by the way?
That is information that you will learn in time.
That's the answer I expected.
Though I do have to remark that I see another of my kind guides your hand as well. I speak to you, the one with that harp upon your back.
I do recall he is a... Was it white or silver? Was I able to confirm that?
Silver.
Silver. A silver dragon.
Was there a deep dragon around here? Is that what you are? Where are you?
Just tell me. Almost kind of
So
like
he's so
ignoring you.
excited.
Yeah. Tell me, how fares Aranel? Does she still dwell on the snow sky?
I guess I have to write this down. I didn't get that before. Spell the name, please.
Which one?
Aranel.
Aranel?
Aranel, yes.
Yes. Arianel.
She is, I would say, doing well. She does not seem to be hindered or harmed by any means.
Good. Always good to hear that more have escaped the current times unharmed. I hope you are doing her proud.
No idea. Don't even know where she is.
She would not have chose you if she did not believe you were capable of the task that she had set you upon. Well, enough. I suppose you have need to use the sword that you have found.
Yeah, but it's no rush. You know, don't want to pressure you or anything. Sylvanus can always buy more materials.
You are,
Of course.
missing a few pieces of it still, but the power that lingers within it is now yours. Do not make me regret this decision.
I'll do you proud, sir. Or madam, I don't know.
I hope
But I appreciate it.
I do truly, genuinely hope that you can one day see the world as it is, and not as they've made it.
I hope for that as well.
Until then, I will be waiting here. Best of luck.
Well, thank you.
Could you perhaps answer a question?
It depends very strongly on the question.
I was told I was gifted the moon. What did she mean by that?
That one always did like to talk in riddles, though it is not a riddle at all. She has gifted you the moon. And this is why you are chips and cards. You hold a moon in your hands and wonder what a moon is.
Wow, Sylvanus, you must be strong.
I'm carrying you, yes!
Well, until next time we meet.
Well, thank you for all of your help, and I look forward to the day that I accomplish my task and can safely return this weapon back to you. Hopefully I won't need it one day.
I fear you will have to do much more than you imagine to return that sword to me. But still,
Thank you.
a pleasure to meet you, Fendi and Rune. And with that, everything just flashes bright white, and all of you appear sitting back in the middle of the bedroom floor in the suites.
That was intense.
You didn't get the name, did you?
I know it's called Unbound, but I don't know its like real name. Was that the whole point? Do I need to know its real name?
Yes. I mean,
Oh shit! Oh man, I thought he was just going to tell me.
wait, try saying Unbound.
Unbound. I say it in undercommon. Unbound.
Uh,
I say it backwards. Didn't anyone know?
So, I get why you're doing this. It's because Syl's instrument has an activation word.
Mm-hmm.
Yours is a sword, so yours does not. But
It's already activated.
as soon as you return, it's kind of sitting on the floor. It's still sitting on the floor there. As you go to touch it, it sort of sparks through you for a second, and you immediately feel as if you have a deeper understanding and connection with the blade. Whereas before you were just like, this is a magical blade. It does some pretty cool stuff probably. Now it's like the clouds that were surrounding like what you were able to see into it have like faded, and you're now able to like more accurately perceive it for what it is.
Whoa. This is a sword that's magical and big.
We didn't see who you were speaking of.
Nope.
Were they perhaps in lava?
No one made a perception check the entire time you were there. So no
I
one
thought you
noticed.
would have just told us if we could see them or not. Maybe they're big lava golems or lava dragons. Do lava dragons exist? I'll have to look that up at some point. That'd be pretty cool. Anyways, thanks for the help with this. Now I know how to use this a little bit more. I'm like,
Oh, please not in the suites.
this is the distance everybody should be keeping from me.
Oh,
6 feet.
Exactly.
Willingly, I'll keep that distance away.
Stay out of melee range. But no. As you guys kind of quiet up, you just kind of hear from behind you just like a slightly concerned voice from Rax just being like, so that's the third time you've done that, right?
Yes.
Do you have one, Rex?
Are they all like that?
I think Orange was pretty tame.
I
Oh,
hated
except
that.
for the end.
Could not stand Arwen's. That was a walk in the park compared to Arwen's.
The end of Arwen's was pretty morbid.
I mean, yes.
We saw the cataclysm.
Yes, that was pretty morbid, but
And we heard
saw...
them all screaming in pain, and we couldn't do anything. It's pretty bad if you ask me. This was just a Louis Armstrong-esque voice. That's what I wrote down when you said gravelly.
That was not too bad. I think the first was definitely
Pretty polite, too.
very polite. Was a bit harsher, but they're very interesting.
The two of them kind of look at each other before they both nod at each other and turn back, and Rax is just like, we've come to an agreement. And kind of get up. Y'all are fucking nuts. Just walks out.
See, while they walk off, so you understand why I drink.
Kind of like stops and turns around and is just like,
I think it's just we're so jaded to all of these
Yeah.
things so quickly.
I think
And-
it's insulting.
I think you understand why people follow you now the way that we do.
No.
This isn't normal. Normal people
For
don't.
sure.
Normal people don't do this shit. Normal people don't go to alternate dimensions and find old gods that speak to them out of lava about ancient weapons and prophecies. That's
Oh,
not
for sure, yeah, no.
a
That
thing that happens.
No.
Well, that's all him. I didn't have
And
anything to do with that.
that's now 3 of the 5 of you that has happened to.
Listen, I just wanted to sell books to people.
To be fair,
Things spiraled out of
the
control.
only reason the second and third time happened was because I was able to figure out how to complete the ritual and then offered to do it for them. So that was fine.
Listen,
Choice.
you see enough crazy things, they don't become crazy anymore. You just gotta see some more shit. Stuff, sorry.
Oops.
Excuse my language, I'm exhilarated.
But to answer your question, I don't know who asked. No, I don't have one of those things. I just have kind of taps the blade on her back, which you've seen before is magical.
And
It's
your rapier wit.
kind of gestures to Autumn with that one and just goes.
You tried the
I
efforts,
mean,
but
it seems
you
like they're
should've.
just handing them out to people. I'm sure you'll get one eventually. Definitely before I will.
Oh, don't buy into that. She's been very, I hate myself lately. We're trying to fix that.
Woo! Excuse me.
Do you remember when I tried to give you a pep talk about the weapon? You were like, oh, won't anybody ever use a weapon to me?
I
Then
don't
I was
deserve
like,
a
what?
weapon.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
No.
Yes, you do.
Just ready like an Eldritch
Says-
Blast.
So
We're
as
trying to.
as you all
make
head
it
downstairs
more
and
worth
fight, we are going to come back out to the end of the conversation with Arwen and Finn. We're having a good talk outside. But after you guys kind of spend like 10 or 15 minutes talking about, like what might make the city better and different things like that, Finn finally, like, at a break in the conversation just goes, sorry about that. I just was a little curious and I don't know. I guess I'm a little nervous. I don't know that I'm going to make necessarily a very good leader when I have to replace like my mom or something like that. I never really thought that the role of ruling would fall to me. Not with Kat used to be not Kat, and having Lucian as an older brother who kind of stepped away from the world of politics in order to take the oath of knighthood. There's definitely times that I wish I could, pardon my language, but I definitely wish there were times that I could just go fuck off with Kat and just not
That's what
worry.
Kai's doing right now. Gotta get one out of the session.
We're never part of the peanut gallery. Not you. You're still good. You're not.
Wow. I'll shut off the rest of it.
You. God, you're so overdramatic. But there's definitely times I wish I could just fuck off with Kat and we could open up a shop or something down here in Dusttown and just adventure a little bit and just have a life that didn't involve everyone who lives in the city depending on me. I don't think I'm necessarily cut out for that, but do what I have
I don't
to.
think anybody really is. You're just kind of handed the responsibility, unfortunately.
Yeah, I guess I drew the short straw for that, but well, if it makes other people happy, then I guess I'll do whatever it is I have to do.
You're part of everybody. Can't you make you happy too?
I guess, yeah. But, I mean, this life has been picked out for me for so long, I don't know it would necessarily make me happy. I mean, being able to be me makes me happy. I don't know. I guess I have fun when me and Liari can sneak out and get up to shenanigans. Well, kind of like holds a hand like over eye patch that he's now constantly been wearing, and it's just like, well, most of the times that's fun at least. I don't like almost getting my face gouged out in the middle of a basin, but most of the time it's
That's fair.
fun.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like a fun time.
No, but thanks for taking the time to talk to me.
Yeah, anytime. My pleasure.
Okay, Chick-fil-A. I will keep that in mind going forward. That he kind of gets up and begins to walk off, kind of gives you like a small kind of shy smile.
Gonna come back around soon?
Probably. If nothing else, I'll certainly see you in a couple of days at the trials.
That's true. I'm gonna look dope. Come watch.
I will. With that, he heads off. And so, with everyone now gathered back at the suites, and I can't really ask Kai what his opinion on anything is right now.
We're working on it.
For the remainder of today and tomorrow, is there anything that anyone would like to accomplish? Any people would like to talk to?
I guess I'll try to sell more perfume. I almost said potions. I have the list.
Got you. Make me a charisma check.
You're great at this.
So, anything that you would like to do?
What time of day is it?
It doesn't seem like any time at all has passed. Funny enough, while you guys were in the other world.
19 plus 4.
19 plus 4?
I did
You do pretty good selling. You actually sell out over the course of today and tomorrow, and you make 10 gold pieces.
Yes.
Why didn't you realize it was so
Thank you.
low? But don't get it. Don't get it. Don't get it. Don't. So it's still early afternoon.
Yes, and specifically over the course of the next 3 days, the people who will be in and out of the suites at this time, if you would like to have any conversation with any of them, are Sylvia, obviously, Rax, Kat, Wisp, Anchor, Nox, Twy, Autumn, Gab, Colette, Aqua, and Knight are all in the suites at some point over the course of that. If you would like to talk to
I'll
any of
just
them.
comment. I have to go.
No, because they are busy selling stuff right now.
He has my potion.
I'll just comment that I have to go to a appointment. I'm going to go over to Trees shop stand thing.
Oh yeah, get a tattoo. That'll give me.
Alright, so that's what you're doing. T, you doing anything in particular? Waiting for your shit to hit the fan tomorrow night?
Just trying to prepare and getting in like some workouts, meditation, asking Rain if he has any further information, just things like that.
Sounds good. Somebody asked Kai if he has anything that he wants to do over the next 2 days on Messenger or whatever. Arwen, is there anything you would like to accomplish over the next 2 days?
I'll message him.
Or the next 3 or 4, rather. The days leading up to the
Who was I supposed to talk to about that bag of holding pocket? Is that possible to talk about and start thinking about during this time, or is that a big old pain?
That would be
You're a cat.
That would be Syl once Syl learns enchantments.
Got you. Okay. Then I don't have anything to do.
Gotcha. Well, you'll probably be playing with Rib some stuff like that.
Oh yeah, I'm probably just taking her on walks.
She's taking the dragon on walks.
That's what we do with
It's-
Arwen.
Why not?
Over like the last couple of weeks, it's still a very strange sight that a lot of the people that are like familiar with Dust Town are starting to become familiar with like, oh yeah, and that's like the little mouse with their pet dragon. That's just like, a thing that happens here. It's fine.
It's our pets.
Yeah, pretty. Why deprive her of seeing the universe?
Right.
Other people will get used to it eventually.
So
Kai
you're
doesn't want to do anything.
cool. Right. So you head to your tattoo appointment. Yep. Intrigued, Autumn is actually going to tag along the appointment. So, you get there, and Tree is currently she's actually sitting in her own tattoo chair, legs kind of curled up underneath her, and head just like over the back of the chair. She is like fast asleep at her stall. It's probably about 2:30 at this point.
You paid her good money, so wake her up.
Looks at vicious mockery.
Tattoos suck. I have a tattoo.
I'll just cast message to see if it works on her. And she's like, no, you have guests in at the moment.
You would get back like some just incomprehensible like, Yeah. Right. Just kind of like her head just kind of like falls to the side a little bit.
He'll just step forward, bring out his arms wide as possible, and clap.
Autumn kind of like winces as it happens, but she immediately shoots out of the chair and just like it's just like immediately like ready.
She's hood ready.
No, she actually would even be like at her side. She like kind of like grabs like one of her like not sharp tattoo tools, is just like holding it in her hand. It's just kind of like, oh,
What's around me?
You're asleep.
good morning,
I think it's more afternoon now.
good morning. What? Oops, sorry. Oh, hi, seeing Autumn. So what can I do for you today?
Here for my appointments.
Oh, that's right, the appointment that you missed previously. All right, let me see if I still have your stuff. She kind of like goes to the back, throwing a little bit of shade. So, I still got your stuff, but you did totes miss your first appointment. You know that, right?
I did.
So, I have a favor to ask then.
I had to convince you again to go over to the other stall and talk to someone again.
No, that's going just fine, thank you. I think.
It
But-
looks like it's going fine.
Is she ready?
No,
She was up all night doing something.
she's just a sleepy little bean. So, I would like you
Mm-hmm.
to help me advertise the business.
Okay.
So, you have your second round in the Trial of Strength, right?
I do.
Good. So, here's what you do.
Mm-hmm.
You do your second round.
Yes.
You win. And after you win, I come over
Okay.
to the tent where you are. I set up all of my stuff outside, and we celebrate your victory with a super magical enchanted tattoo. Everyone sees you getting it. Everyone is like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. Your tattoo is so cool, and it's magical and amazing. Oh, the person who's doing it, beautiful, genius, so talented. And everyone swoons over me. And now everyone wants a tattoo. How does that sound?
Do you know what the odds were for my first round?
Pretty bad, but you won anyway.
Yes, and that means my second round is probably going to be even worse odds.
Alright, well, just don't lose.
Got a point, didn't you?
Right.
Plus, I also have another bonus for you.
Okay.
That afternoon, after you are done getting your tattoo, I can bring you back here, and we'll have your first official enchantment lesson. Like, a real enchantment lesson.
Okay.
Because, don't know if you know this, but with the style of enchantment that you are looking to pursue, you and I will actually be working in the same school of enchantment.
But different areas. Well, they are technically the same area, but not at the same time. But yes, I understand.
Kind of. You're a spell. You want to be a spell scribe. I'm an arcane artist. I mean, it's all arcane enchantments. It's personal, self-contained magics. We utilize a lot of the same things, and even have someone to be your teacher. It's actually someone who wrote an entire textbook on enchantments.
Who would that be?
I think you actually know her. Her name is Aoife Evine.
What do I know her?
I'm pretty sure you know her. Well, maybe you don't, but still, she's really cool. She works up at the academy.
In character, no idea. Out of character, starting to put gears moving.
Well, so, we got a deal?
Sure.
Cool, don't lose.
Right. Right.
Alright, I'll have all my stuff packed up. Oh, also, make sure you, have a good breakfast, probably the morning of the Trial of Strength, and maybe bring a snack for like after you win before you get the tattoo, because like you're going to be getting tattooed in front of a lot of people, and I'd hate for you to pass out in the middle of your tattoo while everyone was watching.
Bring for granola bar.
Right.
Alright, well, then I'll see you then. I think that's on, let's see, it's 4 days from now, so I'll see you on Wednesday for that.
Maybe I could get out of it by doing it. So yeah, deal's still on.
Okay. What are you hoping to get out of?
Sandra's Wednesdays.
Just you wait and see.
Ooh, Sylvan's
Wednesday. What do you
Sleep well.
That's a weird reaction to somebody wishing you well.
She just kind of like turns around and you kind of hear him like muttering in breath. I think I hurt twice as bad if you sleep well. So, anything you would like to do for the remainder of your time?
Yeah, I'll get the proverbial bullet out of the way and go speak with family.
Sylvia?
Yep.
Right. You come back to the suites and she is still there talking with Gab.
Do I still hear Belle tagging along?
Just tagging along the whole time. Just kind of like stopping like probably every like 20 or 30 feet or so just to kind of like stop for a second and kind of like look at all like the stalls and stuff and then kind of like catching back up and then stopping again.
Adorable.
She's a cutie pie. She is just a good bean. She's got as many edges as a circle.
Only.
I honestly pictured an edge with like a circle with like 100 edges, and I don't know how that was possible. But
Like this.
kind of like that, yes. But are they sitting at the bar at a table?
They're sitting at a table.
2 chairs, or is there empty seats?
It's like a table for like 6 people. They're the only 2 at it right now.
We'll sit down in one of the chairs.
Autumn kind of just like flops down too, just wanting to feel included. As you do, Gab just, oh, hi Sil. And then Sylvia kind of like looks over and just, oh. Well, I was wondering when you were going to get here.
I was waiting, but it seems that Gab here was monopolizing all of your time.
Okay. It's probably unnoticeable to most people, but as her brother, you can kind of see like the slight blush kind of creep up on her cheeks and just, well, it's just nice to get to talk to some people that I've never talked to before. For once, it's not something that I get to do very often. So how have you been since you have ever so graciously left?
Well, I've been stabbed a lot more, which seems to be a casual day in Nightingale life.
Not all nightingales, it seems, just you.
I've been here, and it's a lot different than I thought it would be.
How so?
I thought it'd be a endless ocean just to get lost in, but it's more of a storm. Like the moment where you know, or like when the first sound of thunder hits, and then you stop, you hold your breath and count to the next one. And we've been suddenly counting for a while, but we know the storm's not coming.
I can understand with that sentiment. Things have been rather tense at home recently as well.
I can imagine, though I'm slightly surprised not to see Eileen here, and
She's
needed back at the manor for extra security. There are a lot more ships going in and out these days, all bringing in a amount of coin that, even among someone who runs a merchanting business, as our father does, is somewhat suspicious.
I'm just surprised you willingly allowed herself to stay back. I know, we both know how she can be.
Oh, I know. It's... a lot of people don't have a lot of choice in what they do and don't do right now in the manor, so... he's only gotten worse since you've left.
And it seems Mother has... I don't know how to put it.
She's... I don't know how much longer her and Father are going to be okay either. This is, since you've left, maybe the third time that I've seen her in this state for at least an hour, and it's, I don't know. It feels genuine when she's like this. I'm not quite sure what to make of that.
I wouldn't call it genuine if I've seen more of it, but I've always known her as a bit of a... what's the word for it? Ice Queen?
I would agree with you, typically.
Hello.
Hello?
Yay!
Hey, he's back.
All I had to say was
It
Ice
worked.
Queen and that showed up.
Hello.
Ooh, ooh. Kai has not been present for anything that has happened yet, so technically you haven't missed anything.
Cool.
Sweet.
I cast Guiding Bolt on Kai.
Excuse you.
But, no, there are weeks go by at a time when she is the version of herself that you were very familiar with in your time at home. And then there's mornings like this morning where she wakes me up early and we go to a small cafe by the docks, and then she brings me here and tells me to enjoy the day and make new friends and come back whenever I feel like it.
I just don't understand it. She was the one that set up the whole wedding. She's the one that was the most excited for it, even more than Father was. I think Father didn't really care who it was as long as it brought in a profit net, but she seemed very excited for it. And then she was also the one to say, "Run away." It just boggles my mind.
I think, if I can be so bold as to make a statement, I know we always looked at him as someone who was, greedy.
Alcoholic.
Not necessarily the best father, but I think
Abusive.
he might be in a little bit deeper than we could have even known.
What do you mean by that?
The amount of shipments going in and out recently have, when I say increased, I don't mean 1 or 2 more a week. I mean they've gone from 3 or 4 a week to 10, 12 a week.
Of imports?
Imports and exports. We're getting stuff from way up north where we've never really gotten too much before, and we're shipping it all down to here. And what normally used to bring in, 3,500, 4,000 gold pieces is now bringing in 10, 15, 18,000 gold pieces a ship. I feel he may have gotten involved with something that might be big enough that he can't just do his normal huff and bluster and get his way out of it. Or maybe he was involved in that all along, and he's just got more evil intentions than we thought. But I definitely no longer feel specifically safe in the manor, nor around him, so It is, I rely a lot on Eileen and occasionally on Mother on the days where she is how she is today. On the plus side, don't know if Mother has told you or not, but I am beginning to feel better.
She has mentioned that, and I was taken aback a bit just because it's
Been a very long time.
well over a decade.
Indeed. But, I was able to walk here from where our shop was set up by myself, and I feel good enough to walk home in the same way. I've been able to begin practicing my arcane abilities again. That has also been actually going fairly well.
Do you trust Mother when she's in that state?
It's probably when I trust her the most.
But not asking if you trust her the most, or at least I'm saying, do you trust her?
Yes.
Hold on just a minute or two. So goes upstairs to his room and gets the shipment log.
Totally forgot
Okay.
about that.
I didn't.
Yeah. I was like, oh, I wonder if he's gonna bring that up.
This is me adding gasoline to the fire. And I go back down to the table and set it down in front of her.
Interesting.
Did she refill it?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if you noticed, but I'm just picking up the page number. Page 67, section B, it makes note of shipments to the suites, where the puppeteer of the suites does not recall ever receiving a shipment.
I can tell you right now, all of the customers that you see on this ledger, aside from, I believe, one of them, are not customers that we do business with. To the best of my knowledge, they are all unknowns. You might be saying they're being shipped to here, but they're going someplace else.
It would make sense because I know whose hands I found it in.
Whose hands are those?
The guilds.
So perhaps he is tired of being a big fish in a little pond then. Has to find himself a bigger body of water. But if he's the kind of person who would work with a group like that, then I can only wonder if he's doing it because he doesn't have the morals enough to care about where he gets his money from, or whether he's got enough evil in him to agree with the values that they present. The money is just a bonus.
Still freak out.
Perhaps his time as head has come to an end.
I would enjoy seeing that, but I'm not exactly sure how you would accomplish that. He's a very rich and very powerful man, our father.
Indeed.
What are you taking?
T lurking out from the shadow.
And when she is not in the state that she was today, he also has Mother by his side, and I do not know of any person alive who has ever been able to resist her charms. So,
Indeed.
I think
But I can still look for a way to unseat him and put a new eldest son in the seat.
Indeed. You would need to wait until he overplays his hand.
Of course.
It's the only way I can see it happening. And then I can only see one of two options, and that is to replace him or to somehow get the city of Waterdeep to dissolve the estate entirely. I'm not sure where exactly that would leave us, but if it left him with nothing, then
I think a few moments ago I would say dissolve the estate, but I don't believe that is a good option.
well, when the time comes, you will certainly have me on your side.
With that, because I'm not sure where they're sitting on, where they're on the table. He's just gonna put a heavy hand on Gab's shoulder and Autumn's shoulder. Not a word to anyone.
Autumn kind of looks at you incredulously and is just like,
You've cast message. I've seen you cast message.
she like makes the entire makes a show of like going through her bag, finding the wire, sticking it in her mouth, and like pointing at you, and you just hear in your head, I swear I don't cast this that often. Actually, not only that, she puts it and points it at you, and as she's like pointing, also gets the violin off of her back as the thing is in her mouth, and like plays a chord, and you hear that in your head as she does that, and then just like continues like looking at you like.
Still, not a word to anyone.
Gab just kind of gestures between her and Sylvia and is like, well, I mean, we're basically best friends now, so I mean, I wouldn't say anything.
How long have you known Sylvia for?
At least 4 hours.
She meant to say
I was about to say, kind of like leaning over close enough that like no one else can hear it. You just hear it in your ear from Sylvia. I literally never get to make friends, and she's really cute. Don't fucking ruin this. And kind of like leans back over, still smiling. So I'm about to ruin this.
I'm just saying, I'm an older brother of his sister. What did I do?
mind your business.
No.
No.
As an older sibling can confirm that. This is when you just hear like, oh, this mode has been activated.
Yeah.
So Gabriella, trying to ruin my sister's life.
She's a virgin, be gentle.
So,
Anyways.
to still say anything else?
Whoa, Maddie.
There's the delayed reaction of Mash. 4 hours, huh?
That's how long I've been sitting here talking.
And best friends already.
Yeah?
So, what has she told you?
You know, just about stuff that she's into. I've told her stuff that I'm into, stuff about her home. I told her stuff about my home. I told her stuff about Colette. She told me lots of stuff about you.
Like what? Go on.
Well, she was actually telling me this one time was apparently your parents were throwing you like a small gala for your 7th birthday, and like you can see Sylvia's just like, just like what? Or never mind. She didn't tell me that at all. It's just been nice. We've been talking.
Well, has she told you any embarrassing stories? That she has.
Oh, about herself?
Mm-hmm.
You can see Sylvia just like. Not that I'm aware of, no.
He just slowly looks towards Sylvia.
She's still just glaring at you.
Well, how about this? One time I'll tell you a few embarrassing stories. In return, you'll tell me a few embarrassing stories of class.
Ooh, I can do that.
Wonderful. The best ammunition you can find.
Oh, that's easy. She does lots of embarrassing stuff.
That's it. But I would like to borrow Cilia for a bit.
Oh, yeah, go for it.
Isn't that what you were just doing?
No, personally.
Oh.
What are you doing?
He'd like to take her up to like the garden, show her around for a few hours. There's not often he gets time alone with her without her able to walk at all.
Yeah.
Like, cause he knows like she can't do normal things like offer if she wants to do like a piggyback ride, dance along the lights because
she'd probably dance. She doesn't need the piggyback ride because she would honestly just enjoy walking. And you can even see like as it starts getting darker up in the garden with relative ease, she kind of like just like flicks her hand and 4 small like globes of light just kind of like flicker on through the gardens, kind of illuminating everything. And then she kind of like flicks her hand again and like small little like almost like luminescent butterflies kind of like flutter all around it as well. It's very impressive. It's been easier to practice now that I'm feeling the way that I am.
I don't have anything quite as fancy as that.
Have you Have you heard from Mistra at all recently? Sorry, this is a very terrible question of me to ask. I already know what the answer is because she told me that she talked to you.
She has. Didn't she already told you what the conversation was about?
She did not. She just mentioned that she talked to you and that you were okay. She has been the one helping me to regain my physical strength.
We had a conversation very one-sided. It was more her talking to me than me talking to her.
That's fair. There are times where she just likes to talk. But she is pouring a lot of her time and effort and power into me right now because she says me being the best that I can be is currently the most important thing for her.
I wonder why. I still don't understand her designs.
Nor do I, but I will do my best to be of any use that I can. After all, she's the one giving me the chance to experience life, which I haven't been doing much of up till this point, admittedly.
I just don't feel comfortable with the whole concept of you live because of me. It's just...
I think she still wants me to have a decent bit of freedom. It's more... It's not that I feel indebted to her. I just want to help if I can. You know, she's doing all of this for me. If it wasn't for her, I'd still probably be stuck in bed at home right now. So, if she's going to give me the opportunity to do this, the least I can do is attempt to help her in return. But it is getting late and dark. You should probably head back downstairs, and I should probably begin heading home before the other side of Mother comes around and yells at me for being in so late.
I'll ask a friend or two to escort you.
Thank you. With that, you head downstairs. Night ends, the next day comes and goes, and as night approaches... T.
Wait, that wasn't the day of the tournament?
That's like 3-4 days.
No. So that was 4
Gotcha.
days away, so the day has come and gone, so the tournament is in 3 days, and it is now that night, so the tournament is basically 2 days away at this point, but it is the night of your rendezvous.
Alright, I imagine I meet up with Rain and head out to the bridge.
Are you bringing Rain along too?
Figured I would have to.
You don't have to, but you absolutely can. It's an interesting choice. I like that.
Why wouldn't I? He's the one who knows what they're gonna look like.
Fair enough. She's just normally like, I'll do everything myself, so I'm not used to.
Well, I don't know what I'm looking for, and he does.
A relationship?
I was gonna say, I bet 5 gold Rain's gonna make kissy faces the whole time.
Maybe he won't live till morning, but at least I'll get what I need.
So he kind of perches you on top of like a smaller building. So you're probably about 8 feet up, kind of like over maybe like half a block away from the entrance, like the entrance onto the bridge.
Okay.
Heading like out of Baldur's Gate. You guys kind of sit there for a while. You keeping an eye out for everything?
Yeah, I would be like trying to stay quiet and hidden as well, so like I can stealth
Gotcha.
if you want me to.
Right. Yes, I'll have you both make stealth checks.
Nice.
I was say his is over 20, so I don't
Mine
think it's
is
gonna
also
drag you
over
down.
20.
Right. And then for a perception check, he will give you advantage.
25 for my stealth.
Oh boy.
Oh, thank. Oh, well, that wasn't that bad. 17.
17. Perfect. So after about an hour and a half, maybe a little bit past midnight when the moon is perfectly overhead, you see a figure in like a brown cloak, a dark brown cloak, very familiar looking as you've fought members of the guild before and seen them in attire akin to this.
Oh, wait, hold on. Before that time, I would have asked him, do we just take them down or do we follow them to where they're going?
I think...
Sorry.
No, that's a good question, though.
I mean, if you want me to be honest, I think we'll probably take him down here, because I feel like they're going to, they're going to have the information that we need on them, and I feel like following would be a good way to find an entrance to the, to where they're going, but if we need an entrance later, I can find that for us. And the last thing we need is for, 2 messengers to come along, and all of a sudden we follow them to the entrance, and then there's 8 more of them there, and now it's a 10-on-2.
Okay, then if there's 2, we just immediately kill one of them and keep the other one alive and gag them so we can try and talk to them for more information.
Sounds good. You want to wait until they're maybe like just about underneath us so we can just hop out and get them?
Sounds good to me.
Excellent. With
don't get that shit.
with that, he'll start.
Good on it? What's that?
As they're waiting, he kind of pulls out 2 hand crossbows and is just kind of like polishing them, making sure they're loaded up, kind of making sure the bolts are sharp on them.
How high is the roof? Like, can I just jump
8
down?
feet.
Oh, so I can just like
Yeah,
jump.
absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
That's why he like mentions, he's like, tell you what, we'll take the one in front first. I'll put 2 bolts in him. You jump down and finish it off, and then by the time the friend knows what's happening, I'll try my best to get on him as well. Maybe put a 3rd bolt in the lower part of his body, because, well, I mean, he doesn't need legs to talk.
Yeah, exactly.
And just think, there was a time where you didn't like me.
Once.
Have I changed that?
Oh, come on. I grow on you, don't I? Like a
Mushroom.
mushroom. See? Alright. So after about an hour and a half, you finally see a figure on the bridge, kind of sneaking along the very edge of it, like a very guild-like brown cloak, one you've seen members in before. You're about, like I said, you're about half a block, about 60 feet from the edge of the bridge. Kind of like, there's 40 feet from the edge, 30, 20, 10. I think it's about 5 feet from like the column that marks like the corner of the entranceway. We're kind of like looking around a lot.
Good thing you rolled really good stealth. It's a 21 perception check from them that you guys stay hidden.
Ooh.
Shit.
Yeah, and as he looks out across, he kind of like leans back a little bit towards the other side of the bridge and just gives like a. And with that, you can hear the sound of hoofs on stone as there is another member in another figure in like a similarly kind of brown cloak like pulled way over their forehead, that just comes like just sprinting on the horse across the bridge, like very quickly, like covering like 200 feet of the bridge and kind of getting to the reaching the edge of it. And at that point, Rain kind of like sits up real quick and kind of like readies both hand crossbows, kind of aimed like not at the figure necessarily, but kind of like almost. It's at this point you can kind of like gauge how experienced he is when it comes to ambushes and things, because he's not aiming at the horse, he's aiming at the point in front of him where he knows he wants to take the person down at.
Okay.
And he's just like waiting for them to reach that spot. However,
Great.
Anyone shows up because he's the leader of the guild.
Oh, I'm confused and old.
oh,
Sylvanus, your hair's lovely. This isn't the Underdark.
no, not necessarily what I wanted, I think.
So can we call Fenrir grandson?
Sure.
Hey.
So,
Wow.
as the figure on horseback is rushing towards you, it gets about 5 feet past the edge of the bridge before you hear a sound that is somewhat familiar to you, though you were very drunk the first time you heard it, of just a very loud crackling, just... and with that, the horse continues galloping forward, but you see the figure on the horse just like chest thrown back, a splattering of some sort of wet material just explode behind them, and the figure is almost just kind of like pinned in place as they just slide off the back of the horse and just land on the ground in like a crumpled, bloody mess.
Change of plans. We need to get one of them alive. Let's go! And I just leap off the roof.
As you leap off the roof, the first figure is rushing over to the body and kind of like looks up. Rain is like right behind you. As you hit the ground, you look up and 60 feet away see this figure. Like the cloaked figure, like over top of its counterpart that was there. Kind of like look up and kind of like make eye contact with you, and just sort of like eyes just go wide. Make another perception check for me.
Okay. 15.
DC was 15.
Hey!
So you see a flash of movement about 40 feet ahead of you on the other side of the street as you hear another and that figure, who's over top of the body right now, not even looking at the figure because it's looking at you guys, just the head just snaps aside and just and another just explosion of gore as the figure just crumples, and you see what apparently was not a fever dream the night that you drank yourself to sleep on top of the shed. A figure in like a long black cloak with hood pulled like way over the head, sprinting towards them, reaching them before you, obviously, because it is about 45 feet ahead of you, holding one multi-barreled handheld firearm to one side, the other one smoking as it is currently being like held up towards the figure after having just gunned it down.
I'm just cursing. I'm like, God damn it! I needed that. I needed their information.
The figure is just after reaches the bodies and then just kind of crouches down and begins to kind of sort through some of their belongings.
They're just ignoring me.
They kind of look up at you and kind of give like a nod, and then like as they reach the bodies, they look up, see you, nod, and then kind of like go back, like begin to kind of like
I have to feed.
go through some stuff on the bodies.
I'm gonna beat the shit out of this guy.
I'm at the point now where I'm going to dive tackle him. Or them. Because I don't want them getting off with any of my information.
Make an athletics check.
And yell for Rose.
Oh, your dex base.
Oh.
Did you roll a 1 or a 20?
I rolled really well for
I
an
didn't
acrobatics
do
check to dodge.
too bad though.
Like I rolled over a 20.
Well,
I rolled a 23.
yeah, I rolled an 18.
So you go to dive, and you're kind of able to just like catch, like the tip of the the hood, and as you reach back, your hand kind of slips off because you come in contact with something on the face that is not skin.
Ooh.
As you kind of hit like here, and you just sort of like kind of ducks under you and slides off before beginning to go through the stuff again. Before all of a sudden you kind of land behind them and kind of look up at them. Rain is like probably 10 feet on the one side of them. You're now about 10 feet on the other side of them. The figure suddenly stops going through everything and immediately grabs the gun that it had set down and stands and kind of like immediately like lifts them both, like one to each side, not pointed at you or Rain. As you said you rolled a 15 perception check, right? To see the figure?
Yeah.
That's stealth. As you can see, similarly brown cloaked individuals now on each side of the bridge, kind of beginning to climb their way over. And the figure kind of like looks at you and kind of gives a nod to the one to the left before looking at the one to the right. What are you doing?
I don't see their face at all still.
No, the hood is still on. You managed to like nick it a bit, but you didn't like full on pull it down.
Very loudly groan, and then I'll run over and try and attack whatever's over there.
At least you have all
Make
your
an
points
attack
to
roll.
spend.
Nice. That's like over 20. I rolled a 19.
Got you. So you sprint up to them. Roll damage for me. You sprint up to them. As you do, you can kind of see a small hand crossbow bolt kind of just like into like the right shoulder as the figure kind of drops a little bit.
12 damage.
12 damage?
Yeah.
Yes, the figure kind of like drops their form a little bit as a bolt strikes their shoulder that Rain just shot them with, and as they drop it, you're able to just kind of impale them with the blade from your staff and almost just drive them right over the edge of the bridge. You kind of hear them splash in the water below.
So they're gone.
They're pretty fucking dead, yeah.
Okay.
And you kind of like glance over your right shoulder just in time to see like the other figure like leap at the masked figure, and the masked figure just like ducks under them, kind of like slams them with the like the barrel of the gun, and as they kind of take 2 steps back, just like flip the gun back up to like a shooting position and just fire into them, and just kind of like hit them, like the blast hits them so hard it just like almost like comically like knocks them onto their back, and they just are there bleeding a whole lot, most likely also dead. And with that, after a tense second, the night returns to quiet. With that, the figure kind of like slots one of the it's weird, they're not like necessarily very long. It's almost, it looks like somebody modified a flintlock pistol, and to have like the spray and power of like a blunderbuss, but it also has like a rotating, almost multi-chamber of bullets that it can be kind of quickly fired. It's like it's
like a raging bull.
a little bit, yeah, like dissimilar to Cat's gun, but looks like a lot of work and effort has been put into it. They pocket both of their weapons before going back down and kind of like picking through some stuff on the bodies before reaching into like one of the cloak pockets and pulling out a sheet of folded paper and just kind of like looking over towards you and just.
I'll go over and grab it.
After you grab it, it continues to go through some of the things on the bodies.
What the fuck?
Kind of like looks at you and kind of at this point kind of like throws back the cloak a little bit so that it ends here. And you can see the figure is wearing a mask that kind of comes across right about here. It is
Do we also see a hair color? Because does it cover the hair as well?
Yeah, it's covering the hair. It is like a white mask with a small amount of red detailing. It at first looks a little bit almost like a mask of like an animal face, because it looks like the only places where the red painted details are like here, like almost where whiskers would be. But you can see that they're actually like swords, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 swords, each facing like different directions, but kind of going all horizontally.
Like
right
a
there on the
black
mask.
rose mask?
Not completely dissimilar, but the Black Rose masks did cover all of the way, whereas this one like specifically cuts off like right here and kind of allows for like the mouth and the neck to be seen, and the chin and jaw as well. Whereas like one thing that you noticed was the Black Rose mask was typically made the way it was because as it slides over the whole face, it distorts the wearer's voice. But this one does not. And also the Black Rose mask just seemed to have like a lot of like intricate like imagery painted on like the forehead and the cheeks and the chin and across the nose and everything. Whereas like this one is just like right here, and other than that, very plain. And it's also a different color red. Theirs were like almost like a bright kind of crimson, where this is like a very dark like maroon, almost brown.
Okay. What is their like skin tone then?
Pale.
Okay. So I asked, what the fuck?
Figure looks towards you. Continues going through stuff. Kind of pulls out one of the coin purses, pulls out the second coin purse, and finally like finds something on the figure that was originally riding the horse, and kind of pulls something out of one of the pockets and kind of like reads it over and goes,
What? You're going down?
is pointing at the papers that they found. Is like pointing at themselves and then pointing at the papers.
You needed information too.
Kind of like doesn't like give them to you, but lets you read them as they're holding it. And you can see the note states that they had spotted a village on their travel back that would make for a good slaver outpost, as the people who are in the village didn't really have the proper means of fighting the guild. And so it was like information on how to find the village and like a rough plan on how to like essentially capture all of the villagers and turn them into slave experiments for the guild.
Then you know what that's like.
And then as
Unfortunately.
the figure kind of like takes that note back, kind of like taps their side. You can hear like the jingling of a coin purse on them, before pulling out like a small card that make a history check with advantage, because this is something you might actually know what it is from your backstory and background.
Oh thank god. I had a 3 and a 16.
Cool.
So
15? Once again, just what you needed. You seem to be good at this. You recognize this immediately as this is a what is referred to in the underworld of Baldur's Gate as a hit card. Bounty hunters that work in the city of Baldur's Gate get these cards to kill specific individuals for very good reasons. Kind of like wiggles the hit card and then wiggles the slaving documents and kind of pockets them both.
So these were your marks. Have you been doing this long? Just going after the guild or anyone that gets targeted?
Takes a slip of paper from the note that they found and kind of rips a little bit off of it and kind of puts some markings down on it and kind of hands it over to you before packing, like making sure they have all their stuff and walking away. The note says, "Only if they deserve it."
And what should I call you?
Just begins walking away. Kind of like gives a salute to you, looks over at Rain and kind of gives a wave to Rain, and Rain is just like,
Did you know about that?
That it was going to happen? No. Do I know who that is? I know of them.
Go on.
They are the best bounty hunter in the entire city. They have been active now probably for the last 7 years, and they've been the best that long. They've never botched a job. And I don't think anyone who's ever gotten their hit card taken by them has ever lived. And they're still alive, so I mean, all pretty impressive feats when you think about it. No idea who it could actually be by the light of day, but by night he's pretty fucking badass. You'd also notice the figure is just generally slender, but with the type of cloak that the figure is wearing, like kind of like between the mask and the cloak and everything, it's like kind of purposely made the way that it is to kind of like keep the figure looking genderless. Probably to better hide the identity of the individual. But I don't know, I guess that was kind of lucky.
I'm sure sooner or later, if people keep painting us to be heroes, will be one of their marks.
I mean, to be honest, I don't know of anyone who's ever done good for the city that they've ever hunted. They're typically only after people who do, you know, shitty things. I don't know whether that's a personal vendetta of theirs or it's just the kind of jobs that they prefer to take, but I don't know, they're not the type to kill a revolutionary. They're more the type to stick it to the people who aren't being very good.
Well, I suppose I'm alive and I have some information. Hopefully it's enough.
What does your note say?
I don't know, dear. What does my note say?
Do you read it now?
I'd actually go through all of the guild's members to make sure there isn't like anything lingering, even the extra two, or if the extra one, because the other one went over the river, and then I would dump all 3 of those bodies over the river as well. And
Make an investigation check.
Is Rain helping me?
No, Rain is actually kind of like standing alongside the entrance to the bridge and kind of like keeping an eye out, making sure you guys don't get approached by anyone else.
Okay. 16.
The two that the figure went through were the two that the masked figure went through seemed to be picked clean, but the other one was carrying on it Sidge rolled what, 17? 16? 17?
16.
16?
I rolled a 17, so it's
Gotcha. Has exactly 15 gold pieces on it.
Everyone
My
knows
purse.
Khan is the true dumpster.
I'll toss 5 Rain's way.
Rain kind of catches them and just goes, need to come out with you more often. So, is that it for tonight's adventures?
I don't think we should linger here any longer, so I'm heading back to the suites to read this information.
Alright, fair enough. Let's say for expediency's sake, you get back to the suites and then you go to read the note.
Before Rain leaves, T would like awkwardly pat him on the shoulder and just be like, "Good job."
Thanks, you too. I'll take that shoulder pat as a good sign. Then he kind of heads off. But the note. The note is detailing that everything is going good with the current experiments at the mountain outpost.
Which it wasn't.
And that everything is ready for that is what it says. Everything is ready for the Blood Saint to return.
That sounds lovely.
Indeed.
Pretty.
And with that,
Bloody hell.
they will be meeting everyone back
at the River Shore hideout in order to give a full report. And that is what you got. And with that, we will be taking our break for tonight. And when we come back, we will have the last little bit of conversation on that. And then we will get right into Syl and then Arwen's fights in the Trial of Strength. So get excited, the two of you.
I'm not feeling confident. How about you, Cass?
I'm not fighting you today, am I?
No.
You're fighting Lucy.
You're fighting
I'm
Lucian.
so upset.
You're fighting the tall hot boy. And so, without any further ado, we're going to get right into our break so that we can come back at you later with the action. So I'll see you in 15 minutes.
Bye.
Welcome back. Here we are. So now that we've gotten our break out of the way, we're ready to jump right back into the action. And so, where we had left off was T, after successfully gathering the information she needed to gather from her night mission out by the bridge. Everyone comes to the morning of the fights. And as everyone wakes up with this event looming over the horizon for today, what would you like to do?
I thought there was something else that I had to do. I thought you said there was like another talk I had to have or something, or no?
People are going to be looking to talk to you this morning, but that's,
okay.
the day is still yours.
I want to see if I can pop in tonic shop and see and get my demon blood potion.
Yeah, we can get to that.
I'm just gonna be. I don't want to go to the tournament, so I'll just offer to help at Zenem again.
Gotcha.
I guess I'll do some, because I believe the rounds are in the afternoon.
No, they start, there's less of them.
Bye, Cass?
Bye, Cass.
I think she's still here.
Is she meant to be muted?
She's
Oh.
muted.
We'll find her later.
She's a mouse. She's just probably muted for a hole.
They started in the mid morning last time. They just went a little bit longer because there were more rounds, so that would probably be over earlier this time.
We'll probably just keep practicing do some light training just to wake up the body.
Gotcha. T, before you left, you would get stopped. Rain would be down there waiting for you, and kind of he would be down there talking to Colette. And as you walked down, they would both come over to you. So, how did last night go?
Oh, it was a rather shit show, wasn't it?
What do you mean? Kind of like looks over at Rain, and Rain is just like,
Some sort of bounty hunter came in and sniped our kills.
oh dear.
We got some information, but not as much as I would have liked.
Gotcha. That's well, they must have pissed somebody off then.
I think they've been doing this for a while. I thought it was a drunken dream, but I think I witnessed them murder other guild members before we left for our last trip.
I guess at least they're picking on the right people. Right?
For now.
But still, I don't know if is there anything that you've learned about what you can do with the information you got yet?
That depends on if Ray knows where the River Shore hideout is.
Well, it is funny that you should mention that. As a matter of fact, I do. And not only do I know where it is, but I also have another bit of information for you that I think you might like. So, 2 weeks from now, both the guild leaders will be heading off to scout a new compound location, and I think that would be the absolute perfect time for a small party to infiltrate the headquarters that is at the River Shore location. And once we do that, I'm pretty sure we'll be able to find the exact location of the mountain outpost that is currently holding your and your other purple friends' companions.
I'm Dusty Blue.
2 more weeks.
Unless you want to fight through the leaders of the guild on the way into the outpost.
No.
But at least then we'll be able to,
We don't have a way of finding out where the mountain outpost is without having to do that.
not without getting all the way into the middle of the headquarters, and unfortunately there are limits to my abilities, especially now that I'm not exactly welcome amongst the guild anymore. Hard as that is to believe.
Well, I guess I have no fucking choice.
Yeah, the only other slightly for shit thing is that after my information holds true, after they're done scouting the location for the new compound, I do believe that our friend Chernabog is heading to the mountain outpost where all of the rescue targets are located. So once we learn the location of it, the rescue mission will probably have to wait until he's returned from that. But once he does come back from that, I do have an idea of sorts to ensure that he does not intrude on your rescue mission.
Care to share?
Call it
It's called the catnip.
Oh god, yes, you're so cute.
For anyone watching, she's not referring to any of the players.
No,
Yeah, I don't know.
but he's such a good boy.
Thank you.
Again, not talking about the players.
But just a little bit of as long as your friends here at the suites are willing to give me a hand, just a little bit of distraction work on our part. Make sure the guild is preoccupied here, so much so that they do not have the time to worry about the things that are occurring off at the different outposts.
I don't want any blood on my hands.
Oh, nothing that nothing as dramatic as the basin, more just some pranks of sorts, just to keep their attention occupied here.
I guess I, again, have no choice.
Well, I mean, at least we're making some serious progress.
If he goes back there, he might kill them, so might be for naught.
True, but he just walked by me again. You're going in circles, bud. I mean, he hasn't killed them in the last 5 years, so I mean, I feel like your odds are probably pretty good.
Who knows?
Well, all you can do now is hope, and pray if you're the religious sort.
Not likely.
But the monastery of yours doesn't have any particular religion that it follows? That's surprising.
They do, but they don't force it down people's throats.
Doesn't sound like too bad of a place then. Well, regardless,
Guess you'll never know.
to be fair, I think that's probably best for both of us. I don't know if I'm necessarily the monastery sort. I think I missed the chance to take those vows.
And you think I am?
You're probably better than I am.
We're a bit of a different kind of monastery.
Fair enough. Well, enjoy your day. I will see you again 2 weeks at the latest. We'll keep you updated on any other things I hear.
I suppose so.
With that, he heads off. What kind of... I think I have to get to work now, so if there's nothing else that you need,
You can go.
she heads off as well. Alright, so you head off to the you head off to Zenem. I imagine Syl and Arwen are heading off to the
trials together for their next round of super fighty combat.
And I'll ask Kai if he wants to just tag along with me before we go to the combat.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so you
I
get
have a
that.
Excited to see what we get.
Alright, so the 4 matches for today that you are allowed to bet on. The first is Galon Fear versus Sol. The second is Arwen against Lucian. The third is Rax versus Anchor. And the fourth is Luna versus Twy.
Do we know what the odds are for Syl and for Arwen?
At this point, all of the odds are now even.
Fuck, I don't give a shit then. Oh my god, good luck, Sylvanus. Sorry, my something got stuck on this little.
Actually,
There we go.
let's make this interesting. So, the odds for everyone are at 3-1. So if you bet 10 gold, you'd win 30.
Oh,
But
okay.
you cannot bet both sides of a fight.
Figures. Alright. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna bet 20 on Syl. I'm gonna bet 20 on Arwen.
Ooh.
And I'm gonna bet 20 on Twy.
So Arwen, we froze the fights.
Come again?
Damn it!
Still said to throw the fight.
So that Fen loses all of his money. Hi, are you betting on anyone?
Who was Arwen fighting again?
Lucian.
Oh no.
I mean, she
I don't
fought
know.
against a
Last
giant
time didn't go
terrifying
so
barbarian.
well.
Which is
Um,
You just have to cheat.
And who's still fighting again? Sorry.
Galon Fear.
Who?
Galon Fear. Tough dwarf guy.
Oh.
With a hammer.
It's a band hammer.
I'll bet 10 on Arwen
Ooh, okay. Anything else?
and 20 on Rax.
Gotcha. That's it? There's no way you can't bet on the Syl match. Come on.
I don't know. Where'd my pen go? Shit.
Laura Olympus just got updated.
I'll
Make a
bet
risk,
5
take
on
a
Syl.
chance, make a change.
Why are you guys betting on?
Gotta bet on the underdog.
Who is Kai betting on?
5 on Syl.
5 on Syl? Gotcha. Oh, also, super late, but text Ellie, make sure she's watching. Oh, she already did.
She works.
Damn it. Curse you.
Store?
Random establishment where this person works. So, as everyone is getting ready in the waiting room, as you pass the entrance of the tent, I'm sorry, Kai, do you want to share that with the class?
Getting ready.
Fuck you. Let's make fun of Liz. She has a speech impediment. Haha. So anyway. Yeah, now it's not so funny, is it, bitch? So, as you're heading to the tent to get ready, you can see an Austriana currently setting up a couple of tools outside of the, like a seat and her tools outside of the tent, kind of like give like a very emphatic wave to you. As you're walking there, a lot of the other people who live at the suites who are fighting today are walking with you, and Max just kind of looks over and just goes, Are you getting that done today? And just kind of keep talking. So, with everyone ready and waiting outside of the tent, you would see Anchor and Wisp over off in a corner, kind of getting Anchor ready for her fight. Twy is with you, so is Luna and Rax. And off in another corner, already kind of there and ready, is Galon Fear, and next to him is Nyx, who kind of like looks up and sees you kind of like walk in and gives sort of like a
Woo!
Are you two friends?
yes.
How lovely.
she'll actually come over to you as you're right before your fight is being announced. So, you planning on winning?
That's the gist of it.
Yeah. Try not to beat him too bad.
I think it's gonna be a bit one-sided for his portion.
He's starting to get a little not quite as quick as he used to be. I think you got him.
He just kind of looks at because I think other than Y and Fen. Did you come to it? Or are you in the stands?
I'm wherever you want me to be, so.
Well, she's talking to me in the tent, so did you come into the tent?
Wow.
I guess, yeah.
Boyfriend has officially been gone too long.
Other than Twy and Fen, he's like, a lot of the people here are more on the more physical and stronger side of things.
Well, I mean, that doesn't always have to be what has to win.
Just a lot of the time it is what wins.
Your what's the word for it?
Encouraging.
Encouragement
Yes.
is always wanted.
I know. You know, I was almost a motivational speaker before.
Were you?
Yes.
Was that before or after?
Anyways, I think it's time for me to go to the stands. Good luck, Sylvanus.
Yeah, you headed to the stands. There's a lot of your friends are up there too. Nox is up there, and Nox kind of like waves to you. You can actually kind of see the part of his arm that was cut off. There is now like it kind of almost seamlessly goes from his skin to like a sort of polished, sort of silver color of like a pretty good prosthetic. That even has like a hand built in and fingers that you can see kind of like not working at full capacity yet, but he can at least like move it a little bit and like kind of like just kind of like playing with the fingers a little bit and kind of like
Sweet, I'm gonna lightly fist bump him like.
yeah, right.
Screams in pain.
That's what I call drow power.
Okay.
No, thankfully,
wow, bad.
Thankfully, Kat and Wisp have been nice enough to work on some stuff for me, and it's not gonna lie, it's coming along pretty nicely. If anything, I actually kind of think it's an improvement over what was there before, because now if somebody goes to stab me, I can just like block it with my arm, and I won't even feel it.
Smart. Oh my! Nox, help me. I've got the story.
Here, I got it. Just gonna get it. Oh, yeah, great.
Sorry.
Holy.
What just happened?
Audie's mic just got stuck in her shirt. It's fine.
But I answered in character.
Woo! Yeah, but with that, we come back down, and it is actually Colette that is running this round of the fights, and Colette kind of comes up to you, Sil.
Oh no.
Are you ready to fight?
Yeah, totally. 100%.
All right. Make sure to put that training that I gave you your first day here to good use. And then, Gal,
It's just
has anybody seen where the dwarf went?
Oh my god, you win by default.
You kind of like look over, and Nyx is kind of there, like still leaning against the corner that she was before, but Galanfear is not there. All right,
Damn, I
guess
should
we'll
have bet more.
I guess we'll delay that by a couple of minutes. Can anybody find me where he went? As Colette kind of like peeks her head out of the tent and kind of like walks out. There, looking for your opponent. Is there anything you're doing in the meantime?
yeah. I mean, I would have already done it as soon as walking to the place was giving his Bardic Inspiration bit.
Gotcha, giving yourself 5 temporary hit points.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else you're doing? Sure. Waiting for them to find your opponent. Looking at all the spells that you're not allowed to cast.
In the battle.
Uh-huh.
This is outside.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I would just cast message. Because it'll be private.
Alright. To who?
Nyx and just ask, where did he go?
And just shrugs.
He was Gallon afraid.
I'm just. Is Arwen's there, right?
Yeah. In your head, you finally hear back. I'm not his caretaker, so I don't necessarily know. That said, you're at the suites, right? She kind of just nods and smiles to herself.
I'm gonna like lean down to Arwen because I think I'm taller than Arwen.
Yes. Arwen is very small.
I'm gonna lean down and Arwen. Can you hear me, Cass?
What's going on? What?
Can you hear me?
No.
Okay.
Now I can.
Okay. He's gonna lean down towards Arwen, like Arwen. I'm starting to believe this is all a conspiracy against me. This whole tournament.
Starting. Took you long enough.
Oh my god.
I love
Can
all
I
that.
walk? Can I just simply with that walk away?
Yes.
Perfect. I wanna go find a place outside where no one can see me.
Jesus.
Good.
Syl just immediately starts panicking.
No. He's debating walking out.
Finally, Colette walks back in with Gallanfear, and the match is ready to start.
Damn it.
Sorry. And as you two are ready to head out, Nyx kind of like walks up to Gallanfear and kind of like kneels down and kind of like they exchange a couple of words before she kind of like nods and pats him on the shoulder. Before walking up to you again and just goes, "Good luck."
I'll need it.
Maybe not. I think he'll do fine. Oh, also, so you said yes to the suites, right?
I did.
Cool. Maybe I'll stop by tonight. Let us switch things up.
Woo!
Alright.
Jesus Christ.
What was that? My mind went to Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Good. Excellent.
Sorry.
And with that, she walks away, and the two of you walk out onto the battlefield as the voice comes over. And now for our first match of the quarterfinals, we have one of the heroes of Dust Town, none other than one of the Lord Nightingales himself, Sylvanus.
Who's doing the announcements?
It's actually Liari who is doing them this time. And like Finn is like up there sitting next to him, and Finn kind of like slaps him as he like goes on with that.
He dies.
Whoa, Sylvanus! You hear Fendian's voice. Whoa!
Yes,
Whoa,
announce. Gallanfear of Silvery Moon as well as he comes out there. And with that, I need you to roll for initiative.
Really quick, can I insert a footnote?
Yes.
While everybody else is watching the battle, I literally am like in the forest somewhere where nobody can see me because I want to do something.
Okay, good to know. I will get to you at the end of this battle for what you want to do. I'm very intrigued.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, one.
20?
Yeah! Fucking wasted the 20!
No, it's not!
Alright,
Not wasted,
he
not
rolled
wasted.
a 13, you rolled a 20.
Yeah.
Alright, you go first. What'd you like to do?
Kill him.
I'm so excited.
So I'm gonna attack. Yeah, I'm gonna attack him and use my bonus action to make him second attack.
Got you. Roll the hit.
That would be. That'd be 18.
18, just hits.
Alright, and then.
Yes.
That will hit. That's a 19.
19. Both hit. Roll me damage.
Open up hole.
That'd be 8.
8 total?
Yep.
Cool. You managed to get 2 strikes in. He kind of tries to parry them off. Manages to catch them off of the arms. So don't necessarily do the most damage, but they still strike the harness. With that, he's going to swing at you with the hammer. And who all... It's you and Kai that is watching this fight, right?
Yes.
How closely are you paying attention to the fight? Are you like
Very closely, because money's on it.
Kai, how about you?
Same.
Same?
Kai's just shouting,
Alright.
"Don't lose me any more money!"
Both of you make perception checks.
Should I as well?
You can as well, yeah.
Ooh. That's 10.
That'd be 19.
19? Kai, what'd you roll?
15.
What?
15.
15? Alright, cool. Good to know.
Alright, so he's going to swing once with his hammer that he has. It is going to be...
We're not wearing our actual armor. We're just normal clothes.
No,
you,
you're
you can you
wearing-
can wear the harness over
Okay.
top your regular
Yeah,
armor.
that's what I was.
That is a 16 to hit.
That is on.
Gotcha.
Damn.
Yeah, throw up. I'm so nervous.
You take 6 points of damage.
Okay.
He will swing one more time. That is 14 to hit.
That will not hit.
Misses with the second attack. Alright, back to you, Sil.
Sorry. I should help. Please.
Top 6, kid. No more, no less.
So that is your 5 points of bonus health gone. And your first point of regular health gone.
I'll do. This is where it gets tricky. Because I can do a free action to swing second time.
What? No.
Yeah, so. Yeah, oh.
Just attack twice again.
Sorry, this is where it becomes a gamble of like, do I try the long game or do I try to look through it?
Yeah, I'll give myself 5 more. And then I'll swing my attack.
Gotcha. Your attack has advantage.
Okay.
Did you crit?
Oh no!
Oh, did you fail?
Double ones!
Double ones. You swing and unfortunately miss. Wow. With
How
that,
could
once
you?
again, I will say with your nat ones you don't. Kai and Sen, make another perception check.
Okay.
That's pretty good.
19.
Yeah.
What'd you get, Kai?
16.
19.
Good to know. Alright, with that, it is his turn. Alright, his first attack is going to be. That is another 14 to hit.
Doesn't hit his AC.
This one too.
Yep. And then second swing.
Wait, what was the first hit?
14 to hit.
Okay, sorry.
And the second one is a 10 to hit. So you're able to kind of parry both of them off. Kind of seem getting slightly more frustrated that he's not able to hit you.
Okay.
Once again, your turn.
Alright, I'm gonna do attack, bonus action, attack.
Alright, got you. Your first attack, once again, has advantage.
That'll be 16.
16, unfortunately, does not hit.
Alright, and then second one, attack. 19.
19, that does hit.
That'll be 6.
6. Alright. You can see the harness already starting to crack pretty badly. Just like, you kind of like just catch it on the shoulder and it kind of like already starts like spirals a crack down across the chest piece. Alright. All three of you can make another perception check.
16.
9.
9?
Oh.
Nope. Good to know. Alright, so he's going to swing again at you twice. It is going to be 17 to hit.
That'll hit.
And the second attack will be 9 to hit first on class.
Why did I close it?
That's what we passed.
And you take 5 points of bludgeoning damage. As he hits you again. Another perception check from all three of you.
You motherfucker!
What, you wasted 20?
Yeah.
I got 22.
What is that total? So,
23.
Kai, what'd you roll?
11.
Good to know. Roll of it again.
Alright, my turn?
Yes, your turn.
Bonus action.
Give yourself 5 more.
Yep. And then I'll swing.
Yep. Once again, has advantage.
That'd be 16.
16?
So,
That misses. Alright, so we're back up to his turn again.
I'm so nervous. Something's gonna happen.
That is 12 to hit versus armor class.
Just can't hit each other.
But what's the perception checks for?
And that is 16 to hit versus armor class. Hit. You take 5 more points of bludgeoning damage.
gotcha.
Perception check from everyone again.
20. Unnatural.
Same. Unnatural 20.
Kai?
16.
16. Both of you roll me another d20.
Me?
Yes.
Add anything or just?
Nope, just roll me a d20.
13. Is that a net
20?
20? Ah.
Yeah.
Life is rough. I feel like I'm gonna throw up. I'm so nervous. What's about to happen? This is making me so nervous. You have no idea.
I have never been so more frustrated dice.
I think you're about to get a private message.
No, audios actually.
That's a good noise, by the way. It doesn't sound like an excited noise.
Can I change my class to barbarian after this?
Yes.
A barbarian.
Yeah.
Oh.
Semi-defeated.
Sorry, she doesn't say anything. I just love a gross joke.
Say it.
Can make him mad when you see Gallantier has a poopy diaper. That was like a 5th grade joke.
You could have done like a minor loser and such to make it look like it.
Oh, okay. Fendi's just like, woo! Woo!
Okay.
Alright,
I'm just giving Fendian a look like, what the hell is happening?
5 more.
Yeah.
Alright.
I'll say it. I'll
And
tell
then
you
another
later.
attack?
Kai.
Okay.
Alright, with advantage.
Yeah. Just give me 1 second, please.
Oh, sorry. I don't know who I'm up. I apologize for my mic. I don't know why.
No? Damn.
No, 15. So that plus 18.
18?
Yeah.
Just hits.
That'd be 4.
4? Alright, you can see the cracks now growing like really, really deep ingrained in. It does not look like it has much left in it. Perception check, Kai perception check, Fen perception check with advantage.
19.
So 12 plus 4. 16.
18.
18? Since you already have
Am
a
I getting
message,
a
the message is now easier for you to get.
Ooh, saucy. No! Sylvanus, help!
You keep doing that.
I just move my arm and it gets caught. It's because
Sorry for having touched you.
you're fine. It's because the loops on the sweater are really big.
Alright, that moves us to his turn.
Can you imagine like Span comes out to the top like so?
Like 10 to hit versus armor class? No. And 14 to hit versus armor class. So again, your turn.
Come on, Sil, get a 20. Do 2 attacks. Finish him. Fight. Win. As that emoji.
Finish him.
You have another message.
Oh, okay, sorry.
So it uses a bonus action to do it. So that would mean that I can use it on a bonus action hit. It would have to be on the main attack, right?
What?
For my fanning attack, it has to be
Yes.
done on the main attack. Okay.
Yes.
I'm gonna try it.
Alright, go for it.
That will be a 18.
That hits. All damage.
That'll be 10.
He comes overhead with like a very large, like kind of telegraph swing, and you're able to kind of duck under and just jab the point of the wooden dagger into the chest, and the harness just creaks and then breaks, kind of falling off of his chest, off of his back onto the ground, as you are declared the winner of the round.
Woo, woo, woo.
Yes!
Me and Kai are both like crying.
Yeah. I imagine they're like hugging each other, crying and cheering.
So he kind of like looks at it and kind of like gives it a nod and kind of looks back up at you. You're a lot more combat oriented than you look. Hard to hit too.
You were hard to hit as well.
Still, good fight. Kind of like puts a hand out to shake.
A thin target versus a small target.
With that, he walks off.
You see Fendi like,
So like as soon as like Gallantier walks away, so has like that moment of like something doesn't feel right here. Like he's like not saying he's not very confident, but like he like I could beat some people in this tournament, but he like wrote Gallantier like there's no way I could beat him. So he's like glancing towards the stands like something doesn't feel right here. He's probably like an insight or perception check for some of our allies in case they had a hand in anything.
Specifically some of your allies?
he would think it would be like one of his friends, like doing something. Because he knows, like, Arwen, obviously.
Make a perception check.
Let's see Fendian do this.
That'd be 19.
19.
Should I look at it?
Uh-huh. And so with that, you are escorted off of the stage, as Colette and Lucian specifically, and Rax are kind of like waiting for you as you get back in. They're just like,
Sorry, who? Sorry.
Lucian, Colette, and Rax are all waiting for you, and they're just like, Lucian especially is just like, damn, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't think you had it in you, but you're in the semifinals. That's pretty impressive. I mean, I'm gonna be completely honest. I thought T was gonna kick your ass, but like.
So hearing that, like, didn't think he had it in you, like, you'll see, like, the corner of his mouth just, like, quirk once, twice, and you just go walk by the three.
Well, thanks for wishing me good luck, and you fought really good. He kind of, like, gets ready for his fight.
I'm gonna whisper to Kai, I wish everybody had Kellen Fear's fighting style.
Woof.
Losing?
What?
Kai said losing?
Fendian's like... He doesn't reply.
Gotcha. Arwen, what are you doing out in the middle of the woods?
Drinking a Madness of Mistra potion.
Wait, really?
Yes!
Wait, which potion is that?
It's the one where I have to roll a D100 and see what happens, and if I live, I get to cast any spell at any level.
Oh my
I think-
god.
Yeah, any spell up to level 3, sorry.
I'm sorry, what?
Any spell up to level 3 I can cast after I roll a D100.
Yep. Roll me a D100.
Are we
I
gonna have to
wanna-
hit the dust?
No, we're not using
Checking
it because
something.
made a very bad decision.
Oh, it's a first level spell. Fantastic. Okay, I want to use command. First of all, I hope I can do it because that would be cool. Where the hell did I put my dice? Oh,
Wait,
good.
so, wait. Hold on. Who are you trying to cast command on?
Lucian.
Oh no.
Okay.
Oh my god, is that what happened with what's his face?
With who?
Dude,
What?
No.
was there something wrong with
This can only happen once.
the guy that still was
No,
fighting?
it's a different thing.
Where did
Okay.
you guys even get the Madness of Mistra potions? I honestly forget as your DM.
I
So,
believe
like-
Zenon.
Zenom?
He definitely threw the
She got
fight,
it
right?
from Vive or some.
Oh, that's right. I forgot you went potion shopping except from everyone. That's right.
I forgot. What am I rolling?
A D100.
D100.
Two D10s, one that has the zeros, one
No,
without.
I got them. Don't worry. I got them. They're just stuck in this
I can
fucking
see that.
box. I got them. Okay. Let's see what happens. 87.
87.
Mhm.
The potion functions as intended, and you now have one charge of Mistra within you that allows you to cast up to a level 3 spell.
Oh
So you're
my
casting-
It just happened,
Yeah.
and nothing happened.
Nope.
I just lucked out. Jesus Christ.
So you're going to cast command. What is the
Yeah.
command?
I don't think Arwen is casting it yet necessarily.
Not
Yeah, they're
yet.
still in the woods.
Arwen is currently standing in the middle of the forest.
I had to like get away so no one would know what I was doing. I figured I would be able to hold that action for a couple minutes.
Yeah, no, the moat lasts inside of you for up to an hour, so you're fine.
Dope. I'll use it in like the next 10 minutes. So,
Alright, so you make your way back to the tent, and you are announced as the next fight between another one of the heroes of Dust Town. They're incredibly...
Bless you.
Thank you.
Bless you.
Gesundheit.
Their incredibly dashing and sneaky rogue, Arwen Potts, against
Right,
one of our... What?
Sorry, I thought you were announcing.
Yes. Against our very own Knight Commander here of Baldur's Gate, Lucian Stelmane. You and Lucian kind of walk out there. And
But
first...
on the way out, right before we leave that little exit, I'll put my hands on his shoulder, and I'll be like, "Do me a favor,
Yes?
lose."
Are you casting
I love
command then, or
this.
no?
What?
Is that when you're casting command?
Oh, I'm so excited. I want this to work.
But
So I command you to lose.
He just walks out and.
But here's the thing, because I
It's a
know
one-word
how
command.
it
No,
works. And
it's a one-word command. It said.
Yeah. But if I'm right, command is like you say a word and they have to try. They have to like do it on the spot.
I mean, you could just not walk out.
The forfeit.
He just passes out.
I can just nix that whole thing and figure it out as I go. If it's
'Cause
too dumb.
Because I think I know what spell you're thinking of though. Because I do play.
Suggestion.
Yeah.
You could always say it to him on the battlefield, just only loud enough for him to hear it.
True. Like surrender or drop.
Just give
But
up.
that would be too obvious.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the spell only lasts for 6 seconds, so he essentially has to spend his turn trying to do
Okay.
what you command.
Oh, it doesn't say that. Does it say that? No, it doesn't say that here. All right, sorry. Then I will hold that for when I want to use it.
Okay.
Gotcha. Right, in that case, you both walk out, and I need you to roll initiative.
Do you like summon your mage hand like last time?
Natural 20.
Nice.
Natural 1. You go first.
Poor Lucian.
Oh, good.
Alright, so what are you doing?
What does he
First
fight with? The longsword?
He's fighting with a great sword.
Great sword.
Yes.
Like your last opponent, I think.
Yep.
And I move first. So, I'm gonna run in a circle around him and try to get into a blind spot.
Gotcha. Go ahead and make an attack roll.
Either to the side or to the back, I think. Oh god, that sucks. I'm using a dagger. But first of all, that was a 6, so
Ooh.
that's maybe like a 9 or a... Is it a 9 or a 10? It's a 9. So I don't think that actually hit.
No, it is not going to. I think you have a +6 to hit,
Yeah,
but
I was like-
I was to say even then that's not enough to hit, unfortunately.
Oh, I do have a +6. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I just
Yeah,
switched it
technically
with
my last fight was +4.
I don't think 15 is
Yeah.
gonna hit.
Yeah.
But no, it unfortunately does not hit, so he's able to kind of parry off your blow. Your first attack at least. You want
That's
to attack?
true. I have another.
Yep. You gonna attack again as a bonus action?
As he parries off the first one, can I go under his arm with the other one?
Yep. Make another attack roll.
Hey, 19.
19. That'll hit. Roll me damage.
So
It's 1d6 plus 4.
I got it. I just had to take it out of the box.
Yep.
9.
9. Alright, so you're able to dodge under the blade and come up and strike. I see some of the harness already start to creak. With that, it is going to be his turn. He's going to swing at you with the great sword. It's a 17 to hit.
That's exactly what my AC is.
Oh, down.
I forgot you have a high AC.
All those
Alright,
pockets.
that'll be
All those pockets.
5 points of damage.
You muted?
Yep, you're muted again.
I said I can live with that probably for a short
You
period
probably
of time.
failed his damage.
And that's going to be a 25 to hit.
You should use
Well.
command next turn.
I don't know. I don't think that's quite enough.
And that's going to be 6 more points of damage, so 11 in total. And remember, your harness has half of your total hit points.
So what is your hit points use?
33.
33, so it has 17 hit points. Your harness does.
So 17 total, and I just lost 11.
Yep.
So you have
Arwen,
6
cheat.
hit points left.
Are you gonna use your action to cast it?
I'm pretty sure you have a bonus action to disengage.
I have a bonus action I can attack with.
Not if you cast a spell, though.
Hold on. I think I have something.
Also, you can change your mind about what spell you want to use, in case you decide to use something different.
For sure.
Because you could still be like, I command you to fall asleep, or something like that, and like he could just fall to the ground and you can knock him out.
See, command actually has one where they say drop, where they immediately just drop prone. Like that as well. Drop can mean drop the weapon. You know what I mean?
I'm pretty sure he'll know, though, that he's been commanded after. So,
Yeah, it's also something to keep in mind.
Yeah. What do you think, Armin?
What you doing?
For some reason, I thought I had something that I was able to use to run away without.
Yeah.
Disengage.
I don't think that's. I think that's 5th level. Is it?
He can use his action to disengage.
Bonus action disengage
Yeah.
is
Disengage?
Yeah,
Oh, I do have disengage, don't I?
Is it not 5th level?
nope, I'm pretty sure they get it, like 3rd level.
I think it's
for-
ranger that gets it, or monk.
No, I.
Because I know you can generally use your action to disengage, but
But roaches get the bonus of it being a bonus.
I know rogues, rangers, monks all get it at some point.
no, they get it at 2nd level. It's uncanny
Okay.
dodge. They get at 5th level.
Gotcha.
So for your bonus action, you can hide, dash, or disengage if you wanted to after like doing a spell.
So you're thinking about running away?
Some distance. I don't know.
You're muted.
I figured that out.
Alright,
Sorry.
what you doing?
Gosh, this is hard. I'm sorry. I had a plan and then it unfurled and it didn't work. Bonus action, I can disengage. I am going to use one of my daggers again to kind of shove at him as he like turns away from me.
Action? Are you using your action? Okay.
Alright, make another attack roll.
6. What is 19 plus 6?
25.
Plenty.
Alright, that hits. Roll me damage.
Oh, 6.
Gotcha.
That's something to laugh at.
Alright, so you managed to strike. Anything else you're doing with your
You
turn?
added your +4 to it, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
You still have your bonus action.
I do. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do with it. I think I'm probably just gonna.
Do what you think Arwen would do, I guess.
I think Arwen would. Honestly, it's stupid, but he would like attempt to slide between his legs and stab him in the butt, and that's why I'm not like answering right away because that's dumb.
So
But that's
But
what
it's
Arwen
Arwen.
would do.
if you're unsure, just
All right, let's stab him in the butt.
Oh my god.
Roll the hit.
Oh man, that's a 3. I'm not even gonna bother.
No, that'll unfortunately not hit. So you managed to land the first strike. His harness is starting to show signs of wear and tear, so starting to make a mark. On his turn. Oops, I don't know why I rolled twice. First attack is going to be 19 to hit.
Just kill me.
No.
5 points of 5 more points of damage.
You have 1 HP.
I have 1 HP.
Cheat.
Here's a second swipe.
That's going to be a 13 to hit.
Oh, it didn't hit.
So he manages to catch you in the chest with the first one. You can feel your harness like literally hanging together by like the faintest bits of wood.
but he misses with the second strike, and it's now your turn again.
Fuck.
Trying to shark. Please let Arwen win.
Cheat.
So I can buy more things.
Ash just whispering, cheat. Cheat.
I'm gonna cheat. Duh. That's who I
Cheat
am.
now.
Do it now.
What are you doing, Arwen?
Cheating.
It's just a one word, right? I don't have to say I command you to blank.
No, it's just one word.
Okay. Should I just, like, tell him to get weaker or to just straight up lose?
Let's say miss.
Miss?
Yeah.
Or just like.
Or drop, because like if he drops to the ground, at bare minimum, he would have to spend his next turn getting back up.
Yeah.
Fair.
And you'd have advantage on hitting him if he's prone.
Okay.
Or
Can she use her bonus action to hit after?
Nope.
Use that. Okay. So you could, if maybe even like after you command, then use disengage to just get back.
Yeah, that was the plan. I was actually gonna I was gonna say maybe I like shove past him and I say drop, like quietly. Maybe he won't hear it, but maybe it'll still affect because it's a distance thing, I think.
All right, so that's what you're gonna try to do.
Yeah.
All right, make a performance check for me.
$23.
Oh wow.
Not bad.
Damn.
All right, and then what is your spell save DC?
13.
13.
Ooh, that's not a high number.
All right, so he has to make a wisdom save against this. All right, so you whisper drop into his ear as you go by, and you said you disengage as a bonus action.
Yes.
All right, and does that end your turn? How far away do you finish your turn from him?
How far can I throw a dagger? No, I stabbed him already.
20 feet.
20, yeah.
All right, so that brings us to his turn. His hand opens up. The grip on his sword vanishes as it drops onto the dirt, and he immediately just lays down face first onto the ground, gets down and lays down. As everyone is just like,
Wait, like he doesn't just fall, he just lays down?
But I shoved him. I made it look like he fell.
there's a little bit of a disconnect, but like everyone is still like a little bit confused because also like, how tall is Arwen again?
5 foot. 5'3". 3.
Right,
Sorry.
Lucien is probably in between 6'2" and 6'3" and about 245 pounds of nothing but muscle.
Well, I am small, and I tripped him up because he's a large creature, and I am basically a Lego on the ground compared to him.
Small but mighty.
Do spellcasters know what happened?
Both of you make a perception check, and also from up top, you can hear in the announcer booth.
21.
21?
1.
No. Yes.
I was like, oh!
And from up in the announcer booth, you can just hear Liari's voice just, "Oh, you stupid ingrate, get up!"
Stay down!
Yeah, Kai's also like, stay there!
I was just like a bit of fucking kill this kid.
And then also from up top, you can hear in Finn's voice just, "This is why I'm the favorite." But yeah, his entire turn is just laying on the ground. As it gets to the end of the turn, he like snaps out of it and confusedly like kind of like looks left and then looks right and like sees you like still standing, and he's finishing his turn laying on the ground still. But he knows that you used magic to make this happen, so you can just see like the glare
Ooh.
coming from him.
Arwen, you
As
better
he,
get
What's that? My wooden weapon searing smites?
as this happens. So Arwen, is now your turn.
Arwen, you better try to get a
I'm
second
gonna
attack.
throw both my daggers at him.
Keep in
I
mind,
can
since
throw
he is
them that
prone,
far.
you have disadvantage on these attacks since he is laying down.
You would have advantage if you like went up to him and stabbed him.
Oh, he's still laying on the ground. I thought
Yes.
he got up at the end of his
No.
turn.
Nope. He
Right,
cannot do
I'm-
anything other than your command until his next turn.
But it was a good backup in case he passed the DC.
I thought it just meant he was gonna drop his weapon, and I
you
was
can
like, that's
still
enough.
Walk back up to him.
Yeah, you have your movement like a normal turn.
Okay, then I'm gonna go back up to him and just in the middle of his back, like a freaking fork and knife.
All right, roll the hit with advantage.
And then you get sneak attack.
You get advantage, jeez.
Yeah,
Oh,
you would get sneak attack if you
I'm
hit.
so excited. I've never been so horny for a fight.
Jesus Christ.
I'm thinking about all this money I'm gonna make. If I were
Literally 14.
14.
I'm so angry.
That misses. You still have your bonus action attack if you would like.
A what?
Don't you have your bonus action?
Yeah, you
I
get,
attacked with both daggers.
yeah, but you get advantage, so you roll
So,
One
so,
or
just,
twice.
so those two first dice that you rolled would be your first attack.
Yeah, you
Oh,
still
I'm a
technically have two
dumbass.
attacks.
I'm
So,
sorry, I
but
counted
your-
them as the same
Your
thing.
your first attack did miss.
Okay. Okay, that's an 18. That'll hit.
Yep.
Oh,
So you get sneak attack along with your normal damage.
Dope. That's a 2d something. I have it written down.
Yep,
I think it's a 2d6. Okay,
Yep.
plus
So
1d6.
3d6
So I have to roll
and
this.
then plus
I have to roll this dice 3 times. 6, 5. So it's 11 for sneak attack.
Gotcha.
And for the
Okay,
dagger,
nice.
7. No, yeah, 7.
So 7 plus
11.
17. Or 18, sorry.
18.
gonna say Maddie.
1 hit point as well.
Fuck.
So you stab down, it hits the back perfectly, and right as you are like finishing the stab, you lift up, and the harness just comes undone and kind of just shatters and falls onto the ground.
Yes.
As like the crowd begins to like cheer, and then immediately stops as Lucian just
Uh-oh.
lets go of the sword again, stands up, and literally grabs you by the front of your shirt and just lifts you off of the ground, like face to
I'm
face
just
with him.
like,
Like
That's bad
your
sportsmanship.
feet just like
Unsportsmanlike
dangling
conduct.
like over a foot off of the ground as he's lifting you up,
Loser.
as he's
Can
just
we-
kind of like holding you there.
Him.
That was
Oh, he has a shit-eating grin.
what?
Arvin just has a shit-eating grin. That was the funniest thing.
That was quite a trip you managed to pull off.
Yeah, I didn't even know it was gonna do that.
You are aware that magic is not allowed at this tournament, correct?
Don't admit it.
You're aware
way
that
to
it
remain
doesn't
silent.
matter if no one can tell, right?
You're aware that I can tell, correct?
You're aware that no one else did, right?
Question.
Answer?
The whole stadium is silent, right?
Yes.
So we can all hear this?
Yes.
Oh no.
What do you mean we can all hear this?
I thought it was
No,
a big
you
old
do
stadium.
hear this. What?
I thought it was a big stadium.
It's not the biggest. It's like put up in like an oversized tent. Like the field of combat is like a circle that has about maybe like a 40-foot diameter. And everyone is
Alright, then
sitting
I need to
around that.
back that shit up.
What?
I thought it was bigger and everybody was further away.
No.
I can't retcon now, so I guess I don't care.
But so what? I'm sorry. What was the last thing that you said after he was like, "You're aware that I can tell you did, right?"
It was like, ugh, it doesn't even matter. It was just made it worse, so.
He just kind of nods and just sort of like drops you to your feet and walks off.
I'll just shrug and leave.
20 gold, I'm not getting back.
Do I still get my money?
No, I don't think so.
What happens?
Well, Arwen comes out into the tent, and Colette is there as kind of like the overseer, just kind of like looks at like Lucian, sort of confused, and just goes, "You you know that's probably better places for a nap."
Ooh.
And Lucian just kind of like looks over at her and just goes, I lost my balance. The better fighter won. And walks off.
Now I feel bad.
I feel good because I'm still getting my money.
Oh my god.
Oof.
And Colette kind of turns and just goes, congratulations, you managed to win your match. You're muted. I have absolutely no idea what you're saying.
I mean, I assumed that after he said that, since everybody heard it, I would have just been kicked.
You watched that conversation happen between him and Colette where he said, I lost my balance, the better fighter won. He walked off.
Yeah, but the whole thing that was said out loud in the stadium.
So what he's saying is that Lucian is saying like, oh, no magic was used.
He accused you, but then he like.
And he said it to Colette,
Yeah.
who didn't seem to know what was said, and she's the one that's in charge.
They don't know, basically.
Well, I think they know, but they're acting like it didn't happen.
Well, like
Kind of
Lucian
like, would
didn't.
you like to press charges? But then they don't press the charges.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
Lucian was like,
So
"No,
you
it's
win.
fine."
Okay. I'll just be like, I don't know.
He's like. But also, well, no, he wasn't there for the sad part, so he's just.
The sad part.
Oh,
Yeah,
bitch.
pretty much.
Oh, sorry, it got disconnected.
Pretty much at the end, Aram was just like, yeah, it's not illegal if nobody catches me.
What?
Oh, I didn't know if you were looking for something. Sorry.
No. I dropped one of my dice. Alright, so he walks off. Arwen is declared the winner of that match by Colette. There are
Yes.
obviously like some confused murmurs among the crowd, but nevertheless Arwen wins. And you who are in the thing watch Lucian just leave the tent and not return.
And he was never seen again.
Arwen's in the tent, right?
Mm-hmm.
I approach Arwen. I hope you are aware. I will make sure there is no magic for our match. You may be a rogue, but I am a bard.
Are you the cheater lecturing the other cheater?
Yeah, that's literally what. I was like, did he not just use?
What Syl is Syl's not using magic though. He's using his
Oh
own.
my god, you.
It's ability.
All right, Pat.
It's like using bardic inspiration. It's not a spell.
You
can't
know damn
spell
well they
bardic
wouldn't allow it
inspiration.
though.
But you're healing yourself, and like the point of the harness.
Temporary hit points is not healing.
It is though if you're
Listen,
less than
listen.
full. And
You guys both made me money, and that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just saying, there was some tricksy stuff on both ends.
Yeah, but Syl's gonna make sure there is no magic, and with that he'll walk away. He has to go get ready with Tree.
Yeah,
Thank
Tree
God.
is. As soon as you walk outside the tent, Tree just looks at you and just goes, "See, told you, easy.
Yeah.
All you had to do was win."
And no one else thought I was gonna win.
I thought
did,
you
I
were
bet
gonna
on
win.
you.
She kind of like gestures to like all of her equipment set up outside. I clearly thought you were gonna win.
Okay, one person thought I was gonna win.
Exactly, that's what matters.
I thought you were gonna-
So with that, we are
God,
moving
fuck
to
you.
the last two fights.
This one is not being your friend.
Rax
Alright,
and
so-
the anchor, right?
Yes, Rax and Anchor are up next. You would
That
notice
makes me nervous,
there's now
that
a different voice announcing. It's you would actually hear like kind of see like Colette peek around the and you would hear her voice now doing the announcements.
Who was it before?
It was the Ari before up there with the prince because you heard them shouting.
Yeah. Okay.
as you
Okay.
fell down. Both of them are nowhere to be seen as well.
Oh, they went to go comfort him.
So, Rax and Anchor begin their match. It goes on for about a good 4 or 5 minutes of just a great sword user versus another great sword user of just like them landing like the heaviest of blows on each other. Like it is absolutely fucking brutal. After about 5 or 6 minutes, Anchor kind of like parries across one of Rax's blows, and goes to like slice underneath for like the just like the final hit. And right as she does, all of a sudden there is just like a flash of like whitish blue energy, as what looks to be almost like ethereal wings kind of like quickly sprout from Rax's back and cover her like front real quick, like wrap around and cover her front right where Anchor's about to hit. And as Anchor hits, the wings just kind of like flash again. The wood of the greatsword that Anchor has just shatters along with her harness as she just kind of like flies back like 5 feet before landing on her back, as the wings just like unfurl from Rax's front and then kind of just like shrink back into her. And Rax is just kind of like staring like wide-eyed at Anchor on the ground, just like really confused, and was just like, once again everything goes silent, and from Rax you just hear, what?
Is that allowed?
Is that from her tattoo?
And
No.
and you would just hear from Rax just, so that's how that works. Oops.
It's the tattoo.
And everyone is silent, and they're just like, a couple of people are like trying to see like if it's okay to clap now or not. As Colette kind of like sprints down and just like helps her and Rax both help Anchor up, and Colette is just like, I mean, I don't think that was allowed, so that's really up to you, and kind of like gestures over to Anchor, and Anchor kind of like looks curiously between the two of them before looking back at Rax. You just kind of like see like some talking between the two of them quietly before Anchor kind of takes a step back. I will defer the victory to Rax. I think I could learn more about Kai. Money is the only thing I care about.
Pretty much.
I bet the most on Rax.
I feel as though I could learn a lot about observing her combat style and ability, more so than I could by participating in future rounds. And plus, I suppose that was not technically magic, because I could not stop it. And with that, Rax is declared the winner, and her and Anchor kind of like walk off together. Rax is kind of just like talking to her. It doesn't seem like there's too many hard feelings there, at least.
Rax has a magical tattoo that doesn't have magical powers.
It's an enchanted tattoo. Like, it's an enchantment, but it's not technically her casting a spell.
Question. From where I'm with Tree, do I see that go down?
Yes.
Still just looks at it like says very quietly under your breath, I'm starting to have sickening thoughts about this.
Oh, it's fine. You're not getting the same one. And now, for the last fight is between Luna and Twy. It starts off, Twy kind of gets the jump on her and kind of quickly throws a dagger to start the match. It hits Luna right in the chest, and as Luna kind of takes a step back, kind of stunned a little bit, Twy kind of like quickly sprints, getting like right up into her face, and actually tries to just full on like dive through and like spear her, while holding the dagger. Luna recovers just in time to rage, and right as Twy's about to hit her, she just disappears, and Twy just goes straight through the space where she was and just lands on the ground, like tumbles a couple times, and is then just like laying there on the ground, like staring up at like the top of the tent, just like really confused, like, all right, that's cool. And then immediately, 10 feet above Twy's current position is just Luna just reappears, just like holding the greatsword, just ready to like land on top of her. And as soon as she does, like everyone like goes quiet as soon as she disappears. Then as soon as she reappears, everyone in the stadium can hear Twy just go, "Oh, that's no fuck." Before Luna just like lands right down, kind of slams into her, breaks the harness, and is just like full on like fucking on top of her. She's like on the ground there. After she just appeared over her.
Jokes I can make.
And actually, Twy looks more amused than anything. At Luna, who's on top of her, just kind of like looking at her with like raised eyebrows. Before Luna just kind of like looks down at her, and Twy just like looks at her, looks at herself laying on the ground, looks back up at Luna, and just goes. And Luna quickly just like flushes like bright red, gets off, helps her up. And as they're walking off, you can kind of hear Twi just be like, "How did you do that?" And Luna's like, "I have absolutely no control over what happens when I try to rage. It just sort of picks itself and does whatever." And Twi's like, "That's okay."
Wild magic barbarian.
It's
Wild Cell, I think it's called. Wild Cell?
yeah, well, that's correct. But with that, that ends the second round of the Trial of Strength. The next matches will be Luna versus Rax and Arwen versus Syl.
And you said it's whatever we bet times 3, right?
Correct. Unfortunately, lost your money on 5 though.
I
Oh, that's
was
fine.
just gonna use magic. I would have used fucking shocking grasp.
Yo, I just made 105 gold.
Shut up.
I have 120. Hey.
No.
So I'm basically back to how much gold I had when I won the last time. Won the bets, not any fights.
I imagine Kai didn't even know it was times 3, and he just gets handed the money and stares at it with like the biggest eyes.
I'll
And
go
so-
back and congratulate the winners.
Yeah. And as you do, Anastriana of Zenon is actually gathering everyone around, and it's just like, you kind of like hear her under her breath, like, I was going to use Syl as a good example for this, but I didn't think I would get a chance to do both of them. For all of you who witnessed the glorious fights that we just saw, got to see my beautiful handiwork as everyone witnessed Rax's enchantment save the day at the last minute. Well, for all of you who are interested in having such fantastical powers bestowed upon you, I will about to be giving one of those magical enchanted tattoos to our other winner, Sylvanus Nightingale, as well, so everyone can gather around and witness enchantment in action. Like, she's actually drawing like a pretty big crowd, especially after the shit with Rax just happened, and so on. He got a pretty big crowd. So, as
Well, I guess I got 8 hours to kill.
as Tree is just like, so I still have the drawing of your design that you wanted to get.
Mm-hmm.
And where exactly were we putting that again?
You can start at the base of my neck, going down between, over top the shoulder blades to about the middle of my back.
Gotcha. Sounds good. Alright, shirt off.
Right.
With that, a couple of
The second
people are
time
kind
this
of like
week he's
leaning in
heard
a
that.
little bit
Come on,
closer now.
Sylvanus, show us that bard's body.
I'll
He's
take
a
off his
bard
armor
builder.
and then, because I don't
Let me
imagine he
take
wears
your
like
shirt
a
off,
full
I'll throw
yeah,
beads.
piece, so unbutton his shirt.
As you undress, you hear like a wolf whistle coming from Colette.
Is Gallanfear nearby?
Make a perception check.
So who is there to see it?
Yeah, no, I don't see him. That's a 6.
Nyx is there. All of your pretty much all of your friends from the suites, whether they competed or watched, are there as well. Short of Lucian is not there, and neither is Liari or Finn. But pretty much everybody else is there.
PC wise?
I mean, I'm there because I'm helping, right?
Yes.
I'm there.
I'm there.
Arwen, are you sticking around for this as well?
Sure.
All right, cool. Make a con save.
Okay, I wanted to explain
Just
what
like in
it is
real
as well.
life.
Yep.
Um,
So yeah, you can explain your tattoo.
So, for the PCs, they would know, and the MPs there, the tattoo is of a crown with a crack going down the middle, almost like someone brought down a sword upon it. And then the words that are done in Elvish, if you know Elvish or not, is a line used in plays, and it is, "Applaud, my friends, the comedy is finished."
Wow, looks like Elvish.
That's pretty dark, Sylvanus. Is that about your life?
20.
Damn, okay.
Natural. With no modifier.
Sorry, for what?
For the con save.
So that's a 20.
Oh, right. Sorry, I forgot that I even asked you to roll. I was like, what are we rolling for? I'm like, I feel like I should know this.
Initiative.
Roll for initiative.
So who what, do you foreknow Elvish?
Nope.
Nope.
You two?
Nope.
Arwen does.
Oh yeah, I do. I do. Sorry, I just looked and I thought it only said Sylvan.
Arwen and Fen would know what it says.
So you get through the first half of the tattoo with no trouble. Make one more for me. Natural 20.
17.
17. So close.
Trying to kill me?
No, you're not taking any damage. It hurts it decently, but you're able to kind of, for the first half of the tattoo, it takes about 4 hours in total. For the first 2 hours, just kind of like shrug it off. People are kind of like really interested in watching this because she's taking specifically. Sapphire, like ground up like sapphire dust, and just like putting it into a special needle. That is nope, not the right screen.
When I get my magical tattoo, it's just gonna be a big red blob.
No, it's not.
Get it over with.
Put it. She's kind of like inserting it into a special a needle made of star amethyst, actually.
Mhm.
And then just kind of like winding up the machine, and then using like a foot pedal to just kind of like cause the needle just like.
So like that.
And it's just kind of like slowly working her way through the tattoo. You're able to kind of shrug off the first 2 hours. As you get to like the end of hour 3, like it starts getting to the point where like, okay, this actually kind of hurts. And as you get to like the last little bit where she's starting to like go over and like shade some things and color it in over like spots that she's already tattooed, it starts getting to the point where it's like, roll me another d20.
Nat 20.
Because you match perfectly with the last
Oh
one.
my god.
Jesus fucking Christ.
That's the dragon dice.
Yeah, I was about to say. Yeah, everything goes fine. And she finishes up, and that is that.
The worst part is the last 2 weeks, dragon dice were like, you're not rolling above a 10. Like, it has moves.
Damn, it was really exciting. I was like, man, all he has to do is roll one of these under 15, and dragon dice were just like, nope! 3 straight
What was
nat
gonna
20s got
happen?
him.
He was gonna pass out.
The worst part was like stuff I didn't want to roll for tonight. It was like, hey, you know that perception check that has no meaning for this really? Yeah, you're gonna go to 20.
Liz, what would have happened?
I would have passed out.
You have no idea.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Passed out, thrown out,
Yeah, probably.
fucked it out.
Cried.
No idea.
So it's finished, right?
Yeah. She finishes it up and kind of like wipes it off a little bit. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Like everyone kind of gives it the seal of approval. Get some
T, you
applause from
should
the
give them
crowd.
a pat on the back for winning.
I've already cracked my knuckles.
So is it safe to put on multiple layers of clothes or armor even?
I'd probably stay shirtless for the rest of the night.
Ooh, Sylvanus. Go on, flex for the ladies. For the gentlemen.
Why were you planning on lying on your back tonight?
Wow.
I bet he was.
He's just gonna look like towards like the crowd of people he has to get through, towards like the suites and the long walk to the suites shirtless, and he just mentally sighs.
Oh, you're not going back to the suites. And Astriana's already pulling you back to where her stall is so that you can start your enchantment lesson.
Okay.
But as you make your way, were you planning on spending tonight on your back? From next to you, you just hear a voice. Only if he's lucky. And you kind of like turn and you see the girl that he fought in the first round, Nyx, kind of like next to you, who just made the remark.
And he's like, oh
Kai's
no,
already
he's going to go
cracking
for
up.
the
He
dwarf
already
axe.
knew.
I didn't fight Nyx in the first round.
Oh, sorry, a girl who fought in the first round. I'm sorry.
I was like,
Damn.
I was like,
That joke doesn't work now.
gee.
Unfortunately, we
Oh
don't have-
yeah,
we
I
have
know
no
that you didn't
strangers
fight in
rule.
the first round, but I know who she is.
Yeah.
I bet on her, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The dragon girl?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, her name was Phoenix. With a Y.
Then X.
How else
A
would you
Y
spell
and an
Phoenix?
X, yeah.
Phoenix. I don't know.
I was making a joke.
You spell it with an I, not a Y.
I know, but not her. She's different.
Oh, I thought you asked how do you spell it. I'm
No.
sorry.
That's okay. But yeah, you would hear that comment from her before she kind of like walked away. But yes, Tree leads you off towards her setup where it normally is. Everyone else, you just heading back to the suites?
Sure, I'm congratulating Arwen. And I'm gonna be like, you did a good job. I say you really commanded some attention in the stadium. Arwen, hello.
The blank stare.
Mike's there from Arwen.
I don't know if she knew that I was talking to her or not.
Arwen,
Hello?
Cass.
Hello?
Oh.
Sorry, I was looking at something.
On the way back, Fenny's like, you did a good job commanding the attention of the stadium, Arwen.
Oh. I'll be like, yeah, but I think I hurt his feelings.
Oh, he's sad because his honor and his pride, and that's all he's ever worked for, is to become strong. And now he doesn't feel strong, and he feels cheated and sad. Well, anyways, I have some
I just want to
potion
see if
buying
I can
money.
actually
Where's the
cheat it
update
to the
you
top.
had last 10 sessions? I want to know.
Sorry, everyone talked at once there. Arwen, what was that?
Oh yeah, I just wanted to see if it was possible to cheat my way to the top of this game.
Just like real life, yes. You're learning the ropes.
Unfortunately, he got a boo-boo in the meantime in the process. An emotional boo-boo.
Well, nothing, a nice apology and some hot cocoa can't fix. And you might have to let him beat the shit out of you.
Yeah, that's alright. I'd rather not.
Well, anyways, good job. Good show.
Yeah, I'll just pat Arwen on the back and I'm like, well, whatever you did, thanks, and hold up my pouch of gold.
Okay, so is everyone heading
Hey, you
back?
guys share that shit with me?
Nope! Walks away.
Everybody
Can
heading
I,
back to the
like,
suites
can
then?
I
Yes.
real quick
Whenever
see if I
Venom
can
says
grab it from his
Yeah.
side?
He would kill you.
As
What would he notice?
who?
Yes! It's 105 pieces of gold, it's not light.
Are you trying to pickpocket Kai?
I was going to, but he told me no. I want to.
He doesn't really get to decide that.
Alright, let's see if he notices.
Make a sleight of hand check.
Wait.
We're in danger.
Oh, you're fucked, I hope. Yeah, it's 18 plus 6. I'm not even gonna count it.
That's
24? 24.
Kai, what's your passive perception?
14. Do I roll for that?
Make a perception check for me anyway.
Well, you're wise. You have good perception.
That's gonna be a nat 20 plus 5.
How did I know that you were going to roll a nat 20?
Fuck you.
He's just hyper aware of the gold. I'm
Skeptical
sorry.
DM is skeptical.
Arwen, are you trying to make friends today?
We'll
Or
we'll
enemies.
approach that a different day because I don't feel like sorting that out right now. But you guys get back to the suites. And Sandra is actually there waiting for you guys outside of the front door.
Well, we're not there.
You're not there.
And she's not there.
Yeah, Senator's done with you.
whatever. Oh, okay, yeah, I don't have taxes.
Hi,
Oh.
Sandy.
Do I get any gold for today?
Yeah, they give you 10 gold.
Hey, gold.
But Sandra's kind of waiting there for you and just kind of like, so, how did it go?
It went.
Sounds like you should have just made a magic tournament to me.
Yeah, that was, I heard about that, but, lucky for you, now is exactly the time for magic, because do you know what today is?
Magic Wednesday?
It is Wednesday
I
night.
still don't cast spells.
What?
I still don't cast spells.
That's
Cast a spell over
totally
us.
fine. I will have the spells for everybody, because we have a special activity tonight that is going to pit, the four of you and your other, Barty friend against each other
Ooh.
in a 5-way trial of, tactics and strategy. And do you know what we're going to do? The floor. It's lava. I made the
don't
floor
know if
lava.
this- I
We're going to die.
I don't know if this is my kind of 5-way.
It's not actually lava, but
It's
it's
not the same kind of burning sensation Kai used to.
Pat.
I don't know, this sounds like a really hot 5-way.
Ooh, Audie!
wow.
I'm sorry.
What did Audie say? I missed it.
So it's not the type of burning sensation Kai is used to.
He'll just look at you with like shock, disgust, and offense. How dare you?
And so with that, Sandra is going to lead all of you in. Syl.
Yes.
So you get back, you help Tree kind of like reset up her stuff in her shop.
Mm-hmm.
Before finally, did she give you the textbook the first night?
Yes.
She's like, so, you ready to start learning?
Yes.
Right, I think instructor should be here any. Oh, here she comes. And you would see walking in to the stall where a tree is Knight.
So, Syl promptly face plants the table.
Onto the table.
Yep.
And
And just takes a very loud sigh.
you good there, friend?
Yep. Totally. 100%. It's been a very long last 4 days.
It's been a very long
are
life.
you ready for to be taught enchantments?
Yes.
All right. Well, buck up, Buttercup, because we got some learning to do. Did you already read my book?
I have. I spent a lot of time reading.
All right. Good. Oh, I assume you were able to put 2 and 2 together when you read that, and now with me being here.
And I have a question about one of the footnotes.
Yes.
Is it very true about what you did to the one room?
Which room?
Aqua's.
Listen, we all have to make sacrifices in the name of science.
Is something like that going to happen here today?
Probably not.
Okay.
I'm teaching you the basics. We're not experimenting and trying to uncover, the next new big thing. But that said, you read the book.
I did.
You saw the author's name.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure by now you've put 2 and 2 together.
I have.
If you ever let that slip to anyone, how do you feel about Ferox?
I like them when I...
That's good, because if you ever tell anyone about that name, I'm going to turn you into a porcupine. Do you understand me?
I think some frogs will find it actually racist by turning something into an animal.
Kind of like looks over towards Trey, and Trey's just, yeah. I think I have the okay.
Oh my god.
Does everyone just want to threaten me these past few weeks?
I would just prefer that knock it out.
It's a lovely name.
Stop that.
Why Knight, though? There's like, I don't really see correlation between the two.
That's...
Better run into Margot.
That's just what... That is just what was sewn on the blanket.
I apologize. I did not mean to bring...
It's fine. I mean, hey, could have been worse. Some people are alone for that shit. I got to go through it with my best friend in the whole wide world and my twin sister. So, I mean, really, I feel like people out there have it worse than I do. How many people can say they have someone else who always has their back? I mean, it's fine. It's fine. Anyway, enough of that shit. Let's go. We're learning enchantments.
Okay.
And she will spend the next, 2 or 3 hours just grilling you on all of the different basics. She's actually really knowledgeable. The first time that you traveled with them and you went out to the temple and you kind of heard, Knight sort of joke about, oh yeah, I'm kind of the tactics person and the intelligence person, and, Aqua has all the common sense, and that's why I kind of let her make a lot of decisions. It was kind of easy to laugh that off, but now, seeing her in action is actually, oh shit, she did write this textbook, and she's actually really fucking smart. She just doesn't
Use it?
portray that. She just doesn't portray it. She has her badass persona that she kind of keeps to, and most people don't care to look deeper than that, and she's whatever, fine. But after 2 or 3 hours, she dismisses you for the day. You go home, your body hurting, your brain hurting, but just trying to understand some of the basic concepts of enchantment, which is a pretty cool thing to know. Sandra welcomes you in and explains to you the same thing she explained to everyone else.
I think just for comedic effect, there has a moment where he has 1 foot through the threshold, and he's like, "Wait, it's Wednesday," before being dragged in.
She kind of sits all of you down, and you're all sitting on top of the bar, and all of the chairs and tables are all just splayed across in random haphazard locations on the ground. All of the benches have been affixed halfway up the walls so that people can sit on them but be out of the way. And there's already like a crowd of people that are like getting drinks and like getting up to get their seats around. There's a crowd. You saw this the last Wednesday. There was a crowd every single Wednesday here for her goddamn shenanigans that she does. She's like, okay, so the way this is going to work. Also, I see what time it is, so we're going to get to the actual thing next week. But I will explain the rules at least this week. So each of you is going to pick a 2-person squadron to command. You're going to place them where they're going to start kind of near you in your location. And essentially, last person standing wins. So you want your squadron to be the last one standing. Doesn't have to be both. It can just be one. I will be giving them these, and she kind of like goes and grabs a bowl. The bowl is full of like little small glass beads. These are beads of force. If you throw it and it hits someone, it will forcefully shunt them off of whatever they are standing on into the lava, and they will be out. So I will need everyone to go ahead and pick their squads as far as who they would like to command. We have Squad 1 here, and you kind of see sitting on one table is Rax and Autumn. Squad 2 is Night and Aqua. You're kind of like curious as to like, after you were done, your enchantment lesson night was like, I'm coming back with you. And you were like, kind of like looked there, and she's just like, zoom. Third table is Twy and Nox. The fourth table is empty, and then the fifth table is Rare and Anchor. She kind of like looks at the fourth table and goes, Ben and Liari were supposed to be here, but I guess they got caught up with something tonight, so I will need to find 2 more people to fill in. So, get the artificers. And she gets like Cat over onto a table and Wisp over onto the table, and they both just kind of like, they were like already like halfway through a mug of ale sitting on the bench, and they both just like kind of like set them down and hop off and go get on the table. So, let's see, who should pick first? Everyone roll the d20.
Oh. I don't know what number that is. 18. Or 81 if I'm killing them.
18.
18.
17.
Arwen, what'd you roll?
8.
8. Kai, what'd you roll? 7. What?
7.
Alright, so
7.
Kai goes last, Arwen goes 4th, T, you go 3rd. Roll me another d20.
9.
2.
Alright, still, you get first pick. Who you picking?
I didn't know first pick.
Too bad you got it.
Pick the fucking drow, I swear to God.
Say psych right now.
Wait, who did still pick?
No one yet.
You got threatened.
Oh.
There's a crossbow right next to you.
Rax and Autumn.
You picking Rax and Autumn?
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to pick. I'm just kidding.
You can see Rax just kind of give like a sort of like confused look at you and just goes, I'm not really it's fine. Next up is Fen. Who you picking?
Underdark friends. And I say an undercommon to my Underdark friends.
They both just kind of look at you and like Twi's just like. Next up, T. You have Night and Aqua, Cat and Wisp, and Rare and Anchor. Also, Rare totally looks offended that you didn't pick her.
Well, she didn't pick Syl, so.
Oof. Jesus Christ, what is up with you?
I'm sorry! I don't talk to anybody during the week. I gotta get it all out.
Doesn't want to sit with Night. Doesn't want to sit with Cat. So, Rare and Anchor!
Rare just kind of gives you the thumbs up, and Anchor just kind of like cocks her head at you. Arwen, who you picking? You got Night and Aqua, and you have Cat and Wisp.
Cat and who?
Wisp.
Wisp. I don't remember who Wisp is.
She is the artificer who.
She's Iron Man.
Yeah, kind of a little bit like Iron Man. She helped build Anchor.
She's missing an arm and a leg, but with her tools, she gets them.
Oh, I forgot. Okay.
So you got either the twins or you got the artificers.
One of the twins is a blade dancer, aren't they?
Yep.
This isn't a battle. Unless.
It might turn out to be one.
I want to go for the twins.
Got you. And so Kai, you get your girlfriend and Wisp.
Big surprise. I'll walk over to them.
And so with that, we will end tonight's session, but we will pick up next week with the start of the Wednesday night action. All right, our tech person who.
He's short circuiting.
Yeah, I was about to say he's had a very long, stressful stream of playing video games the entire time in the background.
It's a hard knock life.
And so, without any further ado, that will end us for this week. I hope everyone enjoyed themselves and have a good time. We actually got through quite a bit of stuff. So, actually, that was more stuff than I thought we were going to get through, to be honest.
Tech guy just making noises off screen.
Sorry, I wasn't concerned.
So, without any further ado, does anyone have any additional announcements before we part?
Nope.
Keep an eye on our social media, all of it, the Unlucky Few, Tough D&D, all that good stuff. If anything is to happen with the current state of the country between now and next Saturday, we will post it there for you. But besides that, check out our YouTube on Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you'd like to watch this as a recording, maybe you missed the part, maybe you had to go to the bathroom like our tech guy, and you just couldn't wait until our break.
The torture.
Alright, so, without any further ado, thank you all for watching. We appreciate you, we love you, and until next Saturday, bye!
Bye.
Bye.
If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. We'll be live streaming starting November 9th at twitch.tv/TUFD&D. If you want more content or updates from us, feel free to follow us at Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram, all at TUFD&D. Links in the description below. But from all of us here at The Unlucky Few, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.